For the team, took a bullet for the dream that we would one day all be free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity, I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I still live through technology. The sun will start shining. What is the pain? And is the pain. And is the pain. Just be patient. Your destiny will manifest. Yes,
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? I should have played my intro first before I put this up, but y'all, please forgive me. I am kind of tired, okay? I was going to take a nap because this live was scheduled to be, for 9:15, but I just couldn't sleep, so I said I might as well just go ahead and get it over with because it feels like I keep having to repeat myself, and I understand that sometimes repetition is good because it helps to build new habits, and that there are new people coming across this information for the first time. So a lot of times they'll really have to ask questions, or they maybe have not heard the conversations that's really been going on in depth. They probably heard like the surface level, but like the actual in-depth investigations, thesis, factual, insurmountable amount of evidence from the 60s all the way up till now. It's like, girl, we give the information and we still have to have these conversations. It's irritating. It's irritating. All of the backlash that is happening to LGBTQ people outside of their own narrative, but from this fear-based narrative, that new information is coming out, information about evolving and growing and being better and addressing the issues at the root. That's what LGBT people are doing, but instead of it being seen as that, it's seen as something demonstrative, something destructive. Y'all done turned around and made this into some sort of sexual abuse that's put on a broad spectrum across the LGBT plus community. And then when we ask you all to provide your proof to substantiate y'all fear, y'all struggle with that. Meanwhile, We've been telling our stories. We've been sharing the information. We've been sharing the facts. We've been sharing the statistics. We've been sharing the thesis. We've been sharing all of these things. And it's come to a lot of LGBT people's attention, which is very frightening. But I mean, hey, what's new? It's the fact that you don't want LGBT to be anywhere in existence here. You don't. You don't. You don't. And you talking about things being taught to you. That was something that was being taught to you. Y'all was taught hatred. Y'all was taught ignorance. And because a lot of people don't love them damn selves and really care about themselves, they project all their bullshit onto other people. And what I'm telling you, being an LGBT person, a queer person who was once a queer child, the boy in the damn left of the, I'm sorry, not the boy, see, it sound like them. The trans person, trans girl in the picture, and the reason why I said boy is because she looks like me in the face when I was younger. That's why I said boy. Because when I looked, I was like, wait a minute, it kind of looks like me. But not to the actual trans person or trans child in the picture. I was once a child just like these two on the screen who grew up in the 90s before all of this awareness of LGBT was in the forefront like it is today. And in the 90s, there was no sort of LGBT, a healthy version of LGBT representation. It was always something to mock or make fun of or to laugh or to be a caricature. Growing up in a conservative Christian household, Baptist, father a deacon, in the church. And then imagining one day that you are once again different. Even at that time, we didn't have terms to be able to identify it like we do today. I didn't know what gay really was in a healthier version like we can see today. But guess what? The world had no problem of showing me what their viewpoint of LGBT and queer was. And baby, imagine being a young ass child, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. The first time hearing the F word is at church. And then hearing it again being affirmed in the playgrounds at the schools where I was called the F word in 3rd grade and where people literally bullied me because I was a faggot according to them. So imagine being told from a religious standpoint that God don't love your ass, or he loves you but he hates your sin, but he don't know how to tell you how to get away from it and give you a plan to be able to help you escape it. So your ass just be stuck in there and be fucked up. But then you know what happens too for the children who are LGBT who push their way through? The LGBT children who did not give the fuck up? The LGBT children who, when all things seemed like it was lost, God really came through. The universe really came through. Love really came through. And then those gay children grow up to become gay adults, having to deal with our peers that we grew up with. And you want to talk about the children when your ass was a bully to LGBT children like myself back in the 90s. Now, I was going to pull up some articles to help further what I'm saying, but I've done a lot of lives on my channel that are hours long, breaking things down for you if you really want to understand. I'm talking to the people who really want to understand. The people who are trying to say, you know what? How do I access my humanity? Or, oh my God, I might have a child. Or I might have a brother. Or I might have a father. Or I might have someone around me who is learning to walk in their truth. How can I learn to love them past that? How can I really walk in that Christ energy? How can I really apply it in my life? And not just talk about it, but be about it. And in the midst of all this ignorance that's happening once again, to LGBT people, there are still people in the world who really want to tap into their humanity. It ain't gonna be all the way fucked up, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's gonna be some bullshit that the LGBT gonna have to deal with, but guess what, baby? The tides are shifting. Karma is coming through. That's why that scripture, do unto others as you want them to do unto you, is very, very motherfucking important. And I'm really pausing to really like take my time and really say what's on my heart, because at this point there is a part of me that wants to be angry and not just really give a fuck no more, because people's lives are on the line. And y'all talk so much about protecting the children, but then when there's LGBTQ children and queer children like myself that's introduced into the world, y'all don't know how to deal with us. There was plenty of times where I had male friends and they had male sleepovers and parents telling me, oh, he can't stay tonight. Oh, he can't stay tonight. Oh, not him. Not him. Oh, no. Because they thought that I was going to be grinding, trying to fuck on somebody's kid or some shit. And you want to talk about karma? One of the mothers who did that, she said that she wanted me to write her son in prison and to pray for him. And I asked her, what did he do? Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. But back then, you thought I was going to do something. See what I'm saying? Like that ignorance. That ignorance. Y'all keep blaming LGBTQ people for sexualizing children when y'all have been sexualizing children more than we ever could. We is not no damn Spartans, bitch. We is not no goddamn 300 strong Trojan horse girl. Where is y'all getting this narrative from? How can a minority group by itself, or a minority group by itself, stop the majority? How? How is that possible? But I was also sexualized as a child as well, because I was taught on what a boy should do and all this other type of stuff. That, oh, because you're a boy, you need to know how to play basketball, football, do these manly things. And I never did those things. And I saw what the repercussions was when I didn't fulfill this narrative that was placed for me and said this is the only way that I can exist. Y'all just don't give a fuck about LGBT people at all. And I just wish y'all would just fucking say it. Like, stop trying to be politically correct and try to walk around the shit. No, stand in your shit, especially if you serve the God that you say you serve, that is all powerful, girl, and he's rooting for you and only you, girl. What's wrong with y'all actually standing in that awareness? the reason why there's so much pushback from LGBTQ people is because historically speaking, we know where the fuck this shit, where y'all trying to take this shit. Which is why y'all sit up here and y'all will battle and argue down LGBT people, a lot of them who don't know themselves. And I'm not saying LGBT people aren't. There's a lot of humans who don't know themselves. But y'all would choose those ones. Y'all would pick the ones that y'all would consider the motherfucking worst. Not realizing that some of the bitches that you idolize, some of the bitches that's in your tax bracket was once where you were. And if you read your Bible, you will understand that when Christ was conceived into the world, baby, he was conceived in an area where pigs were taking shits and shit. Goddamn cows, it's cold as fuck. Being born on stray, bitch. I said on stray, girl. On straw, girl. Andrew Carl, we're trying to hijack shit again. Hold on, bitch. Y'all forgive me, I need to drink some water. The fuck you talking to? I'm talking to whoever listening. That's why I'm doing this. I'm talking to people who's willing to listen. I'm talking to people who's willing to be educated. I'm talking to people who's willing to face their fears. If you are one of those people, I would love for you to participate in the conversation. This conversation ain't for me. It's more so for individuals who want to know. Now, if you're a troll, we can play those games too. Cause I'm low key with the shit. I'm low-key with it. I need for, and I think we need to call it what it is, like, fuck the political correctness. Fuck walking on the eggshells. Fuck all that. Let's really state how the fuck we feel in this bitch. Let's just do that. Let's be honest. That's the only way we're going to work through this shit, is to be honest. But I want y'all to understand what accountability looks like once you're honest. Roki, don't even worry about it, Roki. Roki, don't even worry about it. Shout out to you. Thank you. Don't even worry about it. I want the people in here tonight. I want this so-called smoke a lot of these motherfuckers have. I want it tonight. I want it tonight. I ain't even getting no goddamn sleep. And low key, baby, let me tell you something. My ass got recharged over this weekend. If you pay attention to my Instagram story, you'll know what I'm talking about, baby. I feel like Goku in this bitch after he got out the goddamn training on Planet Namek and shit. I feel revitalized. I need for the people who are talking all this shit to provide the facts and provide them now. Provide them now. LGBT people have been providing facts for 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus years. Where are the facts at this point? Where are the facts? Where are the facts? Where are the facts? We're playing the game the correct way. We're playing the game in the way that the system would play the game. Treat it like the court of law, bitch. Where are your facts to back up what the hell you talking about? Where? And I want y'all to throw them at us. Like, throw it at us. Throw the answers at us. So that we can get it, like expedite that right now. Amazon Prime it now. I have been on TikTok, girl. And I know that people not ready to have the real conversation. Because what I've learned in this whole thing with the drag queens and all this other type of stuff, and trans awareness and all this other type of stuff that brings fear to a lot of people, is simply because they don't even know what it's about. And the sad part is that there's so much information. You have people like myself who do lives for hours. Even though it's a small group of people, it's a small group of people now. Because there are people in the world that want to learn. There are people in the world that want to do better. There are people in the world that want to have better and also share better with everybody else. Those people are becoming more aware to help out humanity. Because the way a lot of y'all motherfuckers is doing it is fucking it all up. Y'all feeling some type of way because of inclusion. Inclusion. And despite all the facts that LGBT people bring forth, queer people bring forth, y'all still struggle with consistent, damning proof. See, y'all was able to find a way to use the Bible against people until the people started reading the Bible for themselves. And if you really want to take it there, my ancestors were murdered in this country for trying to learn the laws of the land, girl. Because if they learn the law of the land, girl, they gonna figure this shit out. And there's been instances in history where we have. And we've seen what happened once we did. And I want people to understand that spiritually speaking, girl, a lot of the hoes that was over here doing, and yes, I'm using this type of verbiage, girl, because y'all calling us all type of shit, girl. Y'all gonna get what y'all want. And low-key what you need. What's going on, Aries? I've heard conversations on TikTok where parents are saying, when I brought up the argument about drag queens and where's the evidence, can somebody show me the evidence? I've been asking people where the evidence, where the videos at, where they at, like where is it at? Like if you got people so scared, girl, like I want to be scared too, like girl, and I'm gay, so my thing is scare me too, girl. Like show me what we're afraid of, what we should be afraid of, girl. And y'all don't provide it, and then when y'all do, it be some deep fake news type orchestrated bullshit that don't even be in America, girl. All this shit stems because now drag queens are reading genderqueer books to children. Just like back in the motherfucking day when they used to read to children, they had motherfuckers dressed up like the goddamn characters and shit. They read something from Toy Story, girl, and motherfucker be dressed up like Bo Peep in this bitch. Motherfucking Sheriff Woody in this hoe. How many times? That's called being in character. It's acting. It's entertaining children. Y'all been doing it for years. Y'all got motherfuckers with puppeteers and shit. Cartoon drawings and shit. There are things to entertain and educate the children. But once LGBT has been inserted, now all of a sudden there is this pseudo narrative that something more sinister is at hand. And if that is the case, I'm asking you to provide the proof. That's more than fair. And I ain't getting no videos that had any credibility. All I got was stay away from my kid. I don't want you around my kid. I just want to have the option to be able to just, decline if I feel that way and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And you know what? At this point, I'm cool with that. I understand that homophobic and transphobic. We're gonna get into heterophobia too, because these hoes really play on our time, girl, and they're not gonna like it. Transphobic and homophobic parents, queer phobic parents, girl, I understand they're going to continue to instill that mindset into their children. And the universe is going to gag them because guess what? Baby, my dad was a whole deacon, girl, Baptist in the church, girl. Heavy in the church, girl. Taking his tithe money, girl, bitch. It's supposed to be going to light bills, girl, but it's going to the Lord. Hallelujah. Yeah. Son, a whole same gender loving nigga, bitch. Who be doing the bending? Me? I be bending the niggas over, bitch. Slatter and all. I'm gonna get a damn sponsorship from Lowe's. Watch. Home Depot. And got a lesbian daughter. Damn. Double homicide. Shit. But see, when y'all take up the narrative of Christian and love and unconditional love, the universe gonna hold you to that. And it's crazy that the people who claim to love and to know what love is and it's connected to God and all these other things, girl, y'all love preaching about the destruction part of it, but not the nurturing part of it, unless it benefits you. And then when we actually look at y'all statistically, historically, girl, especially when y'all the majority, we gonna know more about y'all than y'all know about us. Which is why we're here educating you motherfuckers once again. And at this point, we gonna be like Yolanda Adams, bitch. This battle is not mine, girl. It's the Lord's, girl. And the Lord gonna fuck y'all up. And I'm so glad Christ ass came, girl, and did the ultimate love thing, girl, so I can choose the alternative, bitch. Because that ultimate love covered everything, bitch. So guess what? I'm going to do the alternative, girl, which means that if the clock has to be rewound and we have to go back temporarily to fear-based narratives truly manifesting with physical fear, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm not homophobic, I'm not transphobic, I don't put my hands on them, I don't go out there and beat them up. No, not yet. Not yet. Not the fuck yet. And the person that I am in no way, shape, or form, baby, they got motherfuckers all across the world, girl, who will literally take out LGBT people and see them as viruses. Something sick and parasitic. When, if you want to ask me, girl, it seems like there are some hoes who are jealous, girl. But see, with y'all being, it's so funny that the privileged is jealous of the underprivileged, girl. They be so jealous, girl, when the hoes who are considered the scum of society, girl, decide to self-actualize and motherfucking rise on you motherfuckers, and they get to control their narrative to where now they become your boss. Until it benefits you or it hinders you. Yeah. There's a lot of motherfuckers who've been bullied, girl, and remember they goddamn bullied, girl. And there are going to be some people who can be like, girl, I'm so glad Jesus forgave you motherfuckers, because I'm not finna do it, girl. Whoop, remember what happened in so-and-so, so-and-so? Nah, I don't want to be on that energy, because I understand that people were ignorant at that time, and they were only operating in what it is that they knew at the time. But god damn it, as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser, which means you're supposed to be open-minded to hear and understand the experiences of other people. And it'd be so crazy that when they talk about LGBTQ people, they try to find the nastiest, most ignorant, most lowest vibrational plate of that community, girl, but then be sweating and be nervous and pissing in their boots when it come down to intellectuals who know what the fuck they're talking about. When they get in the ring with motherfuckers who know how to walk out what they're talking about. And even as a person who is I guess in one of my callings in life is advocacy work, which means giving back to humanity, loving on humanity, and protecting humanity. That's probably why my experience allowed me to actually walk in the footsteps of the oppressed so that I can self-actualize within my motherfucking self. And my ass is from the fucking hood, and I'm not a product of my environment. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because there are some people who literally do not understand what self-love is or never had that love, that community around them to support them. And even me, once again, growing up as a same gender loving child. I remember one of my first crushes I ever had was on one of the Blue Power Rangers named Billy or something. I think it's his name. He was fine as hell to me. But once again, being a young child who grew up in religion, and I heard certain things being said about queer people, but I really didn't understand what it was until I started to look at myself and realize certain things about me. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, I was in Miss Harrison's class. That's her name. Hold on. Miss Harrison's class. She was one of my favorite teachers too. And we were in like these little modulars. Because they had like the school for elementary kid, and then like the, 3rd and up was like in the modulars and stuff. So I'm in the modulars, and there's this one particular bully, and he was saying some shit or whatever. He was like, yeah, that's why you a faggot. And I didn't know what faggot was, but instinctually, and it's so weird, I said, so? And everybody just busted out laughing. Like, busted out laughing. Like, oh my God. And that day forward, I started to understand what it was like to be gay. Which is why y'all tend to forget that there have been so many LGBT children when they were younger who would literally pray to fucking God every night with tears in their eyes, asking God to take it away from them. Not because they felt like it was something that was demonic within them innately, like they felt like something was wrong, like a pain on the inside, like, oh my God, something's wrong. Oh my God. It wasn't like that. It was the reaction of how the world was going to treat them and their children. Just like me, I was a child. But I did have moments of solace. One of the ways that I did was that I always hung around the girls. Because that was the only way I could feel fucking safe and protected. Because when I went, on recess, girl, these straight motherfucking niggas is looking for me. Waiting for me. And even sometimes the thing that they did, and the way that I think about it now, like, it was this one boy named Martin Luther King. That was his real name. And that nigga face was so scratched the fuck up, girl. He looked like one of the bitches from the 13 Ghost movie, bitch. The one with the box over her fucking head, the jackal. All them damn marks on his face. He looked like Martin Luther King in his casket right now, girl. But see, like, the other dudes, they would, like, punch me. They would kick me. They would throw me. This nigga choked me, but he would, like, choke me, have his whole body in between my legs as he's choking me. Now that I think about it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, as a child, you grow up seeing heterosexual men play around and do quote-unquote gay shit. I remember when I was in high school, bitch, when I had gym class, I didn't like gym class, girl, because it was like, bitch, I don't have time for these motherfuckers to be thinking that I'm looking at them and none of that shit, because I don't. I really don't have time for the bullshit, bitch. I'm trying to get through this shit so I can go to drama club, bitch. Yeah. But in high school, niggas would literally run around and grab each other's dicks and shit and balls and ass and be doing little hump strokes on each other, girl. But see, that was something that was comedic relief. It wasn't real. It wasn't for real, though. It wasn't for real. Like mocking people who are gay. And these are children and teenagers who are doing this shit. And that's why a lot of these adults now don't want to have the truth come out, girl, because a lot of them ain't ready to realize that they're homophobic. A lot of them ain't really ready to realize that they're transphobic, they're queerphobic, racist. They're not ready to face all that, girl. They had all of these privileges to keep that type of awareness away, girl, and those privileges are dwindling. To where now we're getting on a human level. So when we talk about the children, are we all? I'm all about protecting the children, but also protect the LGBT children as well. And some people will say, "Oh my God, Bubs, that's you moving the goalposts." What do you mean? I was a same gender loving child. I'm still same gender loving, but I was a child. I was a child. And again, I knew what that awareness was like. I had even more horrific moments of being bullied. But again, like I said, and I'll get back to that point, I had moments of solace. I hung out with the girls, and I learned a lot about girls and women. To where it's like, bitch, I could be like, girl, bitch, the girls that you want, I could probably get them, bitch. And that'd be the thing, girl. Realize it, girl. Because guess what? All the gay niggas had all the bitches that the niggas want. Ain't that so funny? And you wonder why women are so naturally attracted to gay men, girl. Just like in History, girl, in the harems, the kings had gay men in the harems, girl, because he knew that they wouldn't fuck none of his prized possessions, his wives. He was able to trust them around them because he was one of the girls too. He was an asset and benefit. And at that time, he was handsomely rewarded, girl. He was seen as royalty as well, bitch. Which is why LGBT people stay shitting on they straight peers, girl. And the thing about it is that LGBT people had no choice but to do that. It was either survive or die. And a lot of us was pushed to the brink. I'll share more of my personal story right now from my childhood to my, my teens. And once again, if you don't believe me, I have a whole video, go down my archives, where I literally interviewed my parents about them having a gay son and a lesbian daughter. And I know y'all not gonna watch that. You know what? I ain't gonna say that. To the people that want to learn, to the people that really want to tap into humanity, I encourage you to watch that. For the people who just don't, who don't want to be educated, and oh my God, I don't have time for this, good. Get your bitch ass on. Because my shit is not for hooked on phonics assholes. Bitch. If you need some nigga to talk like this, if you need some Coco Melon level type of shit, there are other people that can do it, bitch. This is a motherfucking higher level of awareness and that's required. And that's not a shade or a read, bitch. That's the truth. Because when you have people who back it up with fact, and y'all come through with this old ass, washed out, outdated, non-updated ass shit, and we coming with new shit every fucking day, there comes a point to where you have to shut the fuck up. If a lot of you motherfuckers took the time and effort and energy that y'all did trying to stop oppressed people from actually rising above the occasion, girl, and manifesting their best life, bitch, y'all should take that same energy that y'all giving us and give it to yourselves. How about that? Why don't you try that? And once you do that, then come back. Then we can really have the conversation. What's up, Harold? What's going on? I'm just speaking from my heart tonight. Like I said, I was supposed to take a nap and I couldn't. I said, let me get this over with. And it's crazy because like people will literally hear my commentary and they would think because I have a trans woman, a girl and a trans boy on my screen. I have trans children on the screen. I should have said that. The other one sounded more ignorant. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I stand corrected. The fact that I have trans children and trans children in feminine expressions or the cultural construct of what women do. Because I feel like a lot of these men be looking at gay people and be like, why would you want to reduce yourself? Why would you want to reduce yourself to a woman's level when you got a dick? Like, don't you love your dick? I love my dick. I couldn't think about parting from my dick. My dick has so much power in this world. Especially if I'm white. But the gag is, you still get to keep your stuff. How is it affecting your life personally? Because all of this backlash that y'all giving, it's like really backhanded. Like, it's kind of like really, like, y'all niggas really playing our face. Like, y'all really playing in our face. Like, y'all really don't fucking care. Like, y'all don't. And I want you to know that, yes, for history, you know, throughout history, bullies have whooped people's asses and fucked with people, girl. But there's always a time, girl. And let me go back to my past, girl, because we're going to get to that moment, girl. Because there comes a time to where I had to unbalk a bitch, girl, and it was over. Girl, okay. Let's see. Let's go back down memory lane. Yes, let's talk about some more shit that happened to me. There was this one boy. This big alien head motherfucker. Boil head ass nigga. Nigga like Dre baby on coke, girl. Just all type of shit by the head, girl. Very much destroy all humans. Very much take me to your leader. Girl, invaders, bitch. Alien head ass bitch. The nigga name was Ian. He was this geeky, ooh, girl. Just a cringy version of goddamn. Bitch, what can I say this bitch look like, girl? What type of motherfucking animal this bitch look like, girl? Just the aliens, you know the alien movies, girl? Bitch, them alien motherfuckers, bruh. I'm like, bitch, I see you, Men in Black, bitch. I see you. But he was this geeky ass nigga who talked like this. My name is Ian. That nigga was trying to use leverage against me to become popular and shit. And it was one time, because let me tell you something. There was one moment to where Ian was a scrawny ass nigga, bitch. Let me tell you, he was a scrawny ass nigga. And I remember we was at recess, girl, and he kept fucking with me. Like, the niggas would sit back and watch this geeky nigga fuck with me, bro. Like, y'all niggas that sick, bitch? Okay, girl. Okay. So we playing around or whatever, and we playing like tag, like we hitting the nigga and then running, like trying to move and shit. And there was one point to where this nigga just, out of nowhere, just, bow, I mean slapped the shit out of me. Bitch, when I tell you, I was like, okay, girl, I know I'm gay, girl. And I know y'all fucking with me, bitch. But you're not about to send no geeky ass nigga to whoop my ass, girl, to fuck with me, bitch. Because if I can't get to y'all, bitch, I'm going to get to the motherfucker you sent, bitch. Because bitch. So I just saw red, and I charged at that nigga. I charged at him so hard, so fast, bitch. I was going to fuck him up. He knew it, too. He had this look in his eyes like, oh, shit. He started running. One of the bullies snatched him up. Girl, I was so mad because I'm like, bitch, girl, I'm gonna be like Krillin in this whole, girl. I might get my ass whooped, girl, but I'm gonna get 1 or 2 victories in this bitch. No shade. I remember one time we was leaving for the end of the day, and my parents, or my mom, would pick me up in the parking lot. And I had to wait for her to come. And I remember I'm walking out the modular, and one of the bullies is like walking next to me. So my ass was just, I was just like, girl, I just want to motherfucking go home. Like, I don't want to do this. Just stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with me. So, of course, he walking beside me. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, nigga looked at me. Whoop, and nigga fired me. Jawed me in my bitch. I hit the ground. Whoop. Head immediately started hurting, girl. All that shit. And my parents at the time were doing the best that they could. They was coming to the school. My mama was gonna whoop some kids' asses, bitch. My mama don't play, bitch. Okay? It be my daddy who be like, oh, let me pray. Mom be like, okay, you can pray. You better whoop ass and think about heaven later, nigga. That's where I think I get it from. And whenever my parents would come to the school, it went from 3 bullies to now like 8. Like, it just multiplied. And then it got to the point to where it was different niggas in different grades, different classes, girl. I'm in the 3rd, 4th grade. This nigga's motherfucking 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade fucking with me. Like, nigga, what? Like, bruh, what the fuck going on? But again, I did have moments of solace, which really did help. Because there was a point in time during my elementary career that I started contemplating self-deletion. And I remember it was like 6th hour. It was the hour before the last hour, of school, end of school. And I was in one of the actual main building for one of these classes now, because we would be in the modules for like home and in class. You know what I'm saying? But everything else we moved about the school. So in the classroom we were in, they had like this little section that was like cut off from the classroom, and it was like in an L shape, but it was nothing but lockers. And I remember I just left the main class and walked to the back area, and I started to put my head in my hands. I just felt very overwhelmed because it just hit me to where it's like, I don't know how much more shit I can take. Like, this is some bullshit, bro. Like, motherfuckers telling me God don't fuck with me, girl. The church don't fuck with me, girl. And they all about love, girl. I can't tell my parents, girl, because my father is a deacon, girl, and he gonna be afraid of going to hell and me going to hell, and all his hopes and dreams about him, having grandchildren, which he can still fucking have, but just ignorantly speaking, oh my God, my bloodline's gonna fucking end because of this bullshit. It's all this other type of shit that's going on. Can't tell them that, girl, because I already know how the fuck what's going to happen. And speaking of my dad, let me be honest with that situation. There was a point in time where I was in like the 7th, 8th grade, and the boys was talking about porn and shit, and I didn't really know what porn was. I was a very late bloomer in life. I kind of still am, low-key, when it comes to certain things. I'm already short, so, it is what it is. But, they were talking about it, and I didn't know what they were talking about. But we ended up getting something known as, what's it called? Damn. It was something TV. It was like an internet thing that you could plug onto your television, and it had like this elevator music type shit in the background. That's probably why I love jazz now. That got them elevator music, all type of shit or whatever. Oh, internet TV, that's what it was called. And I remember that I was thinking about what the boys were talking about with porn, and they was talking about, self-pleasure and stuff. So I looked it up on the internet TV. But I also was keeping a lookout because it was like, okay, I'm going into some territory I don't know what it's about. Oh, shit. So I started looking at it, and one of the first sites that popped up was like a gay site. And I popped it up and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh wow, like this was like the explicit version of it. Like, oh wow. And it's so crazy because heterosexual children have it all the time when their children find a Playboy magazine. Or, I have magazines. I knew when my son got to this level, I can really connect with him as a man because I know, yes, son, here goes some of my magazines. You be giving your son paraphernalia that your father gave you, girl, the fuck? But anyway, I saw gay in like the adult version or the actual sexual version. And as I'm looking at this site, guess who comes in the room? Guess who comes in the motherfucking room, girl? My dad. And baby, the words that came out of his mouth was nothing Christ-like, girl. I was all type of, oh, my son ain't about to be no fat. Oh, I ain't finna have, oh, hell, I ain't finna have that shit. Oh hell, like there was this rage and anger that terrified me to where I low-key had some resentment toward my father for a long time. Because it was like I couldn't even really talk to you about what's really going on because I saw this strong, overt response to the immediate awareness of your son possibly being gay because he saw this. or to possibly affirm some of the questions that maybe I didn't hear, but you and my mother heard. I don't know. Or maybe what you thought or what crossed your mind as well. Because I asked my mom, my dad, and I asked my mom, like, you ever thought I was gay when I was younger? She was like, I had moments where I thought it was, but and I'm glad that I have loving parents who worked through their fear to go down the journey. Black people should be glad that there are black people that's willing to love their goddamn child regardless of what's going on. Oh, wait a minute, y'all do. With niggas like Pookie and Ray Ray and them niggas who done killed niggas. Who done shot and murdered motherfuckers. But they get to have their name on shirts and shit. Y'all doing goddamn fundraisers and shit. Y'all doing JPay and shit. And the nigga did the crime, girl. But when it come down to the LGBT and y'all ain't got no proof, girl, now it's crime. It's motherfucking, what is it? How they say it, girl? Goddamn, jury, judge, and executioner. So I couldn't even really talk to my father. And I'm glad that my father is where he is now because I feel more open to talk to him. And we have really good conversations. Like, our conversations go on for hours. And there are some things within myself that I'm still learning to forgive and to actually tap in with my father and to really appreciate him in my life because a lot of men don't have a father in their life. And I'm not saying if you didn't have a father, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying, I should have said it like this, excuse me. Even though I had a father in my life, what I should have said is, I was happy to have another black man who was willing to do the self-work within himself, to love his child and do the one thing that a lot of black men are afraid to do for their own goddamn sons. Because my father had to deal with his own fears about what people would think about him as a father, even though his son does not have a record at all. Bitch, I'm squeaky clean, bitch, and I'm a top. I don't have no fucking record. At least not yet, Jesus. But just keep it that way, Lord, please. But if it gotta be that way, God, it is what it is. Just help a nigga. I need help from the gate, Father. But he put in the work to where he can tap into my humanity. And my father was facing his own fears, like shit he was taught. You know, how, as a black man, you gotta stay away from that. Like it was the fucking plague or something. But now we're living in the age of information to where now the children who are LGBT, they have a healthier version of themselves to where they don't have to go through what I went through. And that's the point of when you're progressing anything, especially when you're trying to live your best life, especially when it's inclusive and not trying to remove from anybody. I'm trying to figure out where this fear is coming from about the heterosexual community somehow being erased. How is that going to happen, girl? Mother Nature will not allow, girl. Mother Nature just coming through with the balance. That's all she's doing. Y'all tripping about Mother Nature doing her motherfucking job. Girl, she's been doing this longer than you've been breathing, okay? With all your gray hairs and everything, girl. Because if you was really wise, like you said you was, girl, you was really tapped into that shit, you'd be living for 700 to 1,000 years like the motherfuckers did in the Bible, girl. And a lot of motherfuckers dropping dead at very early ages, girl. I wake up every day blessed, girl. Because these motherfuckers dropping dead every day. Just out the blue. And I'm not finna sit up here and act like that can't be me. Which is why I make the choice now to live my best life because I don't know what the fuck tomorrow gonna give me. All I can worry about is today. But at least I'm gonna be aware enough to love myself and have an overflow to where I can affect it and make it easier for people who are coming up because people did that for me. Y'all worried about the children, but y'all can't even deal with the adults, girl. Y'all hoes like Pennywise, girl. Y'all try to fuck with the kids, girl, and they whoop your ass, bitch. And then as adults, you try to come through again, girl. And guess what the fuck happened? Pennywise, bitch. And I'm not finna apologize for my passion. Just like I don't want you to apologize for yours, girl. Feel how you gonna feel. But at the end of the day, the objective truth is going to show what it's going to be, girl. And then we're going to have to all stand in the reality of that, girl. And that's why I say to love yourself, because a lot of y'all be thinking that y'all doing something in the name of love, girl. And y'all going to be stepping in the name of love that R. Kelly did, girl. And not in the way of the intention of the song. And let me say this. I think the reason why a lot of people who are fear-mongering want LGBT people to shut up is because LGBT people keep proving them wrong. I think that's the issue. They want to at least get, they be trying to reach for one thing, just like one thing. Like, can we just have one, just be so desperate to have one thing? It'd be so pathetic. Because, bitch, they mad at LGBT people, girl, because they went and got what the fuck they wanted. Hello, somebody. And if you really want to keep it real, girl, that's really for the white LGBT people. If you really want to take it even deeper. Because, baby, this shit is multi-layered. A lot, and I don't know what the problem is. A lot of y'all motherfuckers love triple and quadruple ass sandwiches, girl. Y'all be loving big ass dicks, girl. Y'all be loving big ass cars and shit, girl. But you ain't got time to read a big ass book. You ain't got the time to sit there and watch and listen to a long ass motherfucking video, bitch. You got so much time for other big shit that don't be serving you. You hog mog eat 'em up, girl. And this be the crazy part, like, I literally do these lives, not for me, because I don't even get a lot of views on this shit, but I also understand, and I don't discriminate against my humble beginnings. Everybody has to start somewhere. I take pride that every day I continue to do what I do and be consistent, because one day it is all going to work out, that everything that I'm doing is not in vain, and I know that. Meanwhile, you have other people, girl, who be talking like they know they right, girl, but in the back of their mind, girl, and behind the scenes, they be motherfucking going through it, girl, and be struggling and having internal wars and all type of motherfucking ass backward conversations, girl, and be crying in the car, girl, and doing what the fuck they talking about and bullshit, girl, just spewing their hatred, girl, just spilling out all they pain on everybody, girl, just all this other type of shit. Girl, what? Let me look at the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I was just in here talking, girl. I wonder what happened to Ben 10. Ben 10, bring your alien mutant ass back, nigga. What's going on? You forget to charge up your watch, girl? My God. I miss it more, y'all. I took this devil. Y'all know, and girl, let me tell you something, bitch. I don't give a fuck about what motherfuckers think about me eating edibles and smoking weed and shit, bitch. It's a bunch of motherfuckers who smoked that shit and used it for its intended purposes, girl. And guess the fuck what? Help bring change, bitch. If Snoop Dogg ass can motherfucking beat the game of life and do nothing but side quests, girl, and crip walk the entire time, bitch, I'm trying to do that shit too. Because I say I can. Harold said, yeah, we know them niggas love they, yeah, they keeping it, hell yeah, to where they be doing erotic shit too. Cause like I said, it be back in the day when again, in high school, especially on the basketball team, girl, them motherfuckers love walk. I remember one time, it was this one white boy, and I ain't gonna lie, and bitch, it is what it is, girl. He would walk around the locker room naked. He would just walk around naked, just butt booty ass naked, and I ain't gonna lie. He had a fat ass. He was a white boy too. I'm like, damn, white boys got ass? Cause I'm an ass man, bitch. And I mean, if you gonna walk around there and flaunt it, bitch, and want motherfuckers to see it, girl. Now, I wasn't just looking like, oh, but bitch, I was gonna catch my sneak peek. And bitch, if you pay attention, I wasn't the only motherfucker that was getting sneak peeks, bitch. No shade. Girl, I have never ever been in no goddamn male locker room, girl, and was soliciting sex and never had it happen to, girl, I don't, what? That never happened to me. I'm not saying that it don't happen. Cause it be some freaky ass motherfuckers who just doing shit. But girl, you talking about when it comes to sex, I am conservative, girl. I'm not no just freelance ass type of nigga. I don't. I just recently had some sexual healing, girl. And I knew this motherfucker for over 11 years. Girl, I'm safe with you. No shade. in a consensual, erotic, loving, and affirming way. Hallelujah. But he walked up behind me, that white boy. He was like, yeah, you gonna be my bitch. I'm like, nigga, I'm like, you gonna gay, no? Cause bitch, you gonna be my bitch. For real. Cause bitch, the way your motherfucking ass set up, bitch, I'ma turn into a nigga. Is that the problem, girl? Y'all mad at gay men for being gay men and y'all be sexualized. Y'all sexualized too. Everything. Even yourselves. Even your bodies and shit. Come on now. How many videos have we seen? Even adult men today in locker rooms, in professional goddamn environments, girl, as far as entertainment and goddamn sports, that be in a goddamn locker room and be motherfucking twerking and motherfucking acting like they gay and shit, girl, tapping they weed, swinging they dick around and shit. Girl. And guess how many of them motherfuckers did that shit as boys when they were younger? Oh, my dick's bigger than yours. Oh, what about that? Yeah, let's talk about it. To my sexualizing the children. A lot of you motherfuckers played house back in the day, bitch. Y'all was hunching on motherfuckers too back in the goddamn patio, bitch. Girl, behind the goddamn swing set hole. I grew up with motherfuckers doing that shit, girl. All type of hateration, holleration in this motherfucking dancery. Girl. But y'all want to talk about that and y'all still do it. Is it because the gay people be serious about it, girl? Cause a lot of these niggas I don't know if they be thinking that when they be doing this shit, oh my God, the gay men just be like, oh my God, we want you niggas. Girl, a lot of the women don't even want y'all, girl. So if they don't want y'all, remember the gay niggas and the women was kicking it real tight in motherfucking school, bitch. Oh shit, girl, I thought something was on me. It's my do-rag. Bitch. The fuck? They did all that shit. Motherfuckers be in the lunchroom, girl, be standing, motherfucker go behind them and shit. Motherfucker humper from the back, bitch, grab they dick and shit. Grab it. If a gay nigga did that, they would get fired on. But his bro, go ahead, bro. Man, y'all be doing quote unquote gay shit all the time, girl. But I guess again, when it's serious, it'd be a problem. Or, low-key, let's really talk about it. Do it kind of be serious with y'all too? Because again, it'd be a lot of grown-ass children and not really grown-ass adults. They doing adult shit, but they still children in they motherfucking mind. They still that bully-ass motherfucker they was before, girl. Let me get back to my solid. Let me get back to these comments, girl. And I'm going to do it the BubzDaGawd way, girl. I understand everybody is not going to get it. I'm okay with that, girl. If you read the Bible, girl, I forgot what city Christ was going to, girl, but he couldn't perform no works there, girl. And it wasn't because he wasn't doing his job, girl. It was that these hoes didn't want to do their job, girl. He was not pressed, bitch. When the rich man asked Christ how to get into heaven, bitch, and he told him to motherfucking give up all you have and get it, and whatever the money or resources you get from that, girl, or from selling it, girl, give it to the poor and follow me. He said, Christ, thank you. Here goes some coins, nigga. I don't know. And Christ wasn't like, trying to bash him over the head. Christ said, okay, bitch, I already know the truth, bitch. And I gotta believe Jesus was cussing, girl, because we low-key still dealing with that same type of energy of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the false assholes, girl, who think they know what they're talking about with this pseudo-power, girl, and afraid of human beings rising, girl, because once human beings rise collectively together the way that Mother Nature is finna wake it up on y'all, girl, the systems are going to gag, girl. That's why we have to dismantle the fear. I even tell you this. There was one point in time where I was in high school and I had this white friend. His name, I'm calling him B. His name was B. And he was cool. And I ain't gonna lie, he was a little cute. He was cute. He was a cute white boy. Kind of like a knockoff Zac Efron. Girl with a pizza face. He had acne bad. I'm like, oh, girl, I don't even know if I want to eat pizza anymore. But he was in drama club. He was his first day, and we was auditioning for this play called Damn Yankees. My school at the time did these old ass, dry ass, motherfucking Turner movie classic ass plays, girl, because it was free. I'm like, bitch, can we do some more modern shit? Can we make some shit up? Damn, can we be creative in this bitch? Anyway, we was doing Damn Yankees, and he was auditioning for the lead. I was auditioning for, I think it was Dr. Applegate or something. He was Lucifer, the devil. So I guess I was preparing myself to play the motherfucker now, girl. The devil's advocate in this bitch. Girl, you gonna take it so literal. Soundbite. See, he's the devil, girl. Bitch, the devil is here to help you look at your damn self, bitch. Girl, y'all get a devil too much credit, bitch. But anyway, devil like, girl, I'll take it. Thank you. But it was the first day. No, it wasn't. It was the first week of high school. I'm sorry. And then we had to play to audition for it, and he had did a scene, and he was a really good actor. And then I did my scene, and he was like, "Oh my God, man, you're like so really awesome." I'm like, "Oh, thanks a lot. You know, you are too." Whoop-de-woo. The first day, he was like, "Do you want to come, like, you know, like stay night at my house?" I'm like, "Bitch, the fuck." Now imagine me as a gay child not having any access to any sort of gay romantic experience that my heterosexual peers were able to experience, girl. Even in middle school, girl, elementary school, I got a boyfriend, I got a girlfriend, girl, and all the type of shit. Oh, what's the name? Think he got a little girlfriend, he got a little boy. We in high school now. We in high school now, where motherfuckers starting to understand a little bit about hormones and sex, bitch. A lot of y'all motherfuckers was going to Hump Valley Lane on the hill too, bitch. A lot of y'all was getting y'all dick sucked in the school too, bitch. Let's not play. A lot of y'all was doing a lot of shit, bitch. Can we be honest? Can we be honest? So here it is. We in high school. This is my, I think this is my, let me see. I think it was my sophomore or junior year of high school. I'm going to say it was my sophomore. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I ain't gonna hold you. He was a vibe. He was a whole motherfucking vibe, bro. Like, we was cool. We was like Ace Coon Booms. It was dope. Like, after we connected at his house, nigga had a big screen TV in his basement, bitch. He was white. Girl, he had a lavish ass house, girl. I'm like, oh, bitch, I like it over here, girl. To where I was like, girl, I was more over there than I was over here. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had to have a cover, girl. I had to do a cover because my father was asking too many questions, bitch. Oh, where the girls gonna be coming? All the girls and shit, because I know he probably like, Lord, please don't let my son. You like that your son's a fag? Please don't. Girl. So I had to date this girl. I felt so bad. She was this Mexican girl named Alejandra. And I hope Alejandra doesn't hear this, but blame the weed, girl. It's so horrible. Girl, she looked like the female version of the Mucinex mascot. I'm talking about the jaw, the chin, the body, all. And her father was a minister, girl. What the fuck? The first song I dedicated to her was this song. And I didn't realize it until now. And it was kind of shady, but I didn't know. It was this one song, I forgot the name of it, but it goes like, take a look at my girlfriend, and she's the only one I got, and da-da-da-da-da-da. It was like a, kind of like a backhanded ass song, and I didn't know, I just felt it in my spirit, and I gave it to her, and she was like, oh, thanks. Girl, I remember in high school, I had dated this big white motherfucking Reba Wilson looking ass bitch. She loved black men. Ooh, she loved black men, girl. She loved me, girl. I know she was like a Chantel Foodie Beauty in the making, girl. Okay? Love black men. Black hawk. And I used her for a beard for a little bit, which was horrible. But, girl, she wanted me. We was together for a weekend. She would come, oh, you like me, baby? I'd be like, girl, cringing on the phone. Like, girl, no, I don't like you, Jigglypuff. No shade to the big girls, but, girl, no. No. Girl, it's a limit. I know they think gay people is immoral and they'll fuck anything, but girl, I ain't that type of nigga. I have some qualities and standards I want for myself. I remember one time, girl, we was at drama club, girl, and we was waiting for it to start, which was like 20-something minutes late. And bitch, she was like, "Oh, hey, baby." I'm like, "Oh, hi." And he's like, "Can I sit on your lap?" I said, "Yeah." She sat on my leg for like 30 seconds. I'm like, "Baby, you gotta get up." Bitch, I'm already short, girl. Your ass finna swallow my knee. I'm already short, girl. I can't compromise no more height. Okay? But anyway, back to B. So I hung out with B, and we would hang out like every day after school. I would go to his house and stuff. His mom was like cool. I knew her. She was like a second mom to me and stuff. It was really dope. But I'm not gonna lie, I did have a crush on him. And I don't know if it was the superhero syndrome because he was so nice to me and he was also attractive. But at the same time, I never overstepped my boundaries. I never did. Now, I may have tried to hint at some shit. Because at the same time, this motherfucker showing me his dick and his asshole and shit, trying to be funny, doing all this shit that, once again, the straight people do to mock the gays because it's not really the thing that we are for real about. And then when the moments where it kind of seemed like it was for real, he would be like, "Oh, bro, I hope you ain't gay, bro. Come on, bro, bro." But then it was one instance where I think his cousin and her boyfriend and some of the other siblings or whatever, her children, was coming to the house for like a week. And baby, B was up this nigga ass. He was up his ass in reference of like be under him like, "Damn, is you his bitch or something, nigga?" And completely dropped me. Like, he stopped being my friend for that whole weekend that I was there, girl. And here I am sitting here fucking dealing with it. He outside and shit. He not acknowledging me, but he acknowledging this nigga. He all up all buddy on this nigga, touching on this nigga and shit. I was a little jealous, bitch. I'm like, girl, what is this, bitch? But then when his ass left, and I left the house that weekend, I ain't talked to his ass for about 8 months. This nigga calling me every day. "What I do wrong, bro? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." Nigga had to go to church and get Jesus in his life when I left, bitch. He had to find Christ, bitch, girl. And we ain't never did no shit. But the energy genuinely was dope. It was like it grew to be a brotherly thing. But I'm glad that it stayed at a brotherly thing. Because I even think he had maybe some homoerotic type of tendencies in his mind as well. Because, again, he did stuff to where it was like, you straight. Why are you doing this? Like, what the fuck going on? And there was one time, bitch, I ain't gonna hold you. It was his girl, I'm telling all this tea. His brother, which is awesome. He was dope, too. He was funny as hell. He was annoying as fuck, bro. And then his little brother at the time, I'm like, girl, this nigga is Jack from The Incredibles, girl. He is, girl. I remember one time his ass had a cup of water, bitch, and just poured it on me. And I grabbed him, and I was about to shake the shit out of him. But his mom was there. I kind of had to stop myself. I'm like, and she didn't discipline her child or nothing. I'm like, let him come over to my house, bitch. Let that nigga shit happen, girl. I'm with that. Let me stop. But anyway, his brother friend was like this baseball player or whatever, and he was cool or whatever. That would want to also hang out with B all the time as well. So we all kind of like played together. Me, B, his brother, and his brother's friend and stuff. And I remember one time we all came, like I had a sleepover or whatever. And girl, I couldn't sleep next because usually me and B would sleep in the same bed with each other. We sleep in the same bed with each other. And it wasn't nothing homoerotic. It was just that, we were just cool. Like, okay, it's a brotherly thing or whatever. But I remember I didn't get to sleep next to him that night, so I was a little upset. Bitch, because this other bitch, his brother's friend, this bitch. And girl, I swear one time I'm listening, I'm like, girl, is these hoes moaning? I'm like, bitch, is these hoes moaning? And I did not want to look, girl. But I just heard it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this bitch, girl? I'm the gay one, girl. And what the hell is going on? Am I the only one? What the fuck? But once again, a lot of LGBT people, especially in my time, was not able to have romantic situations because of how the stigma was. So they had to do things in the dark. But eventually, some people don't want to do shit in the dark, especially when they realize that it's not bad and it's just naturally who they are. And if people were more secure in who they were, girl, they wouldn't be pressed about LGBT people existing. But once again, those same children that I dealt with became adults, which is why we still talking about the same shit, because the adults did not change. They didn't evolve. They didn't grow. They didn't do any self-work. They don't know how to. And the universe is here to help y'all do that. But y'all keep fighting the change that is going to happen, whether you want to or not. Y'all demonize change because y'all have identified with what we've had for so long. And what's happening is that we're realizing, coming to a revelation, that it's not working anymore. And what I mean is not working anymore. I'm not talking about heterosexuality. Hell no. It is the one important mechanism that is required in nature. But that's why LGBT can also exist as well, because it is no threat to heterosexuals. If that was the case, then why isn't the heterosexual population declining? Now, you can talk about things being some sort of a fad, and if you say it in that way, I can somewhat understand, because there are some people who do follow what is known as fads. But what fads are really just exploitations of oppressed people. Just like this whole fad of how it's dope to be a rapper, it's dope to be a TikTok, this trap ass nigga and shit, sipping leans and perks. It's fun to do all this shit, bitch. And whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and all this other type of shit. I need some water in my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to really hold out. Hold on, let me get some water real quick. Give me 1 second. Because, girl, this edible. Andrew Caldwell trying to take over. And I'm going to say this, Andrew. I rebuke you in the name. In
the name of Jesus, you be made whole by the power of God.
Alright, y'all, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Sorry. Let me get to y'all comments, because I'm just flowing right now. And see, I actually believe in this because, for one, it's my life. Unfortunately, it's my life, even still. Because even with me with advocacy work, literally puts a target on my back. Because unlike everybody else, or that people don't want to realize, is that the powers that be don't want this type of information getting out that actually unites people. But see, when it comes down to uniting, the thing that we want to do is we want to bypass the process of what reconciliation looks like. We want to just get to the good. No, we have to work our way through the shit that we helped create. Are there things within the LGBT community that need to be fixed? Are we perfect? Hell no. But bitch, we've done a lot of the work. A lot of motherfuckers had no choice but to choose themselves. Oh, y'all in the building. Okay, y'all. Let me acknowledge y'all in the comments. I feel so rude. I'm so sorry. Y'all know how I be. Girl. And again, I haven't had that much sleep, girl. I was too busy getting some sex. Healing is something. Ron says, good evening, Bubs. I think it's another example of misogyny because most hetero men don't respect women. And when men emulate femininity, it's considered weakness and frowned upon. Exactly. Like, there's a YouTuber by the name of The Renegade Cut. I've used him in some of my lives. Shout out to him. He's a white man who understands empathy, uses empathy and equality, and he actually is open-minded to be able to test not just the side of those who are oppressing, but also the side of the oppressed. Like, and those are the people I want to talk to and connect with. Those who are willing to be objective about everything, but bring the facts to substantiate it. And girl, we're gonna get to that later on towards the end, girl, because baby, it's some shit finna go down on YouTube, girl, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be, girl. I'm gonna do my part, where I can. But there's literally a video where he talks about toxic masculinity. They think that this LGBT stuff is attacking divine masculinity. No, because divine masculinity is secure in who it is and what its purpose is. It's not threatened by something outside of it because it's aligned. Hypermasculinity means that you're on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And that becomes very dangerous and very toxic. That's why it's called toxic masculinity, because you start to police everybody and tell people how they should be as opposed to allowing people to be. Because if God's source universe allow LGBT people to exist since the beginning of time, girl, why y'all still tripping about what the divine creator above all of us, girl, has sanctioned to happen? Doesn't that say something about how fucked up we are? Hello. But anyway, the video again is talking about toxic masculinity. I suggest that y'all please watch that. It's in depth with actual facts, that is substantial, that is not fear-based, that is productive. It doesn't take away or harm the other side. It actually just includes, and it's fair. That's how it should be. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we're the melting pot of the world, right? Then I think it's time we fucking start acting like it. Okay? So I would check that out. But yes, misogyny, toxic patriarchy, exactly. Those things are, unfortunately, strong-ass pillars that we have to keep chipping away at if we're going to really achieve humanity. Because like I said, I feel like we're going back in time to the 60s and 70s. Think about it. Again, at that time, it wasn't just black liberation. It was LGBT liberation. It was women's liberation. It was anti-war. We're literally in the same energy frequency that we was. But I think it's the time for us to actually change that, and we can. But we have to do something different because they're banking on us doing the same thing. That's why they're already prepared, and that's why it's systematic, which means we know how this gonna go. We know this. But there's been periods where people coming together was able to, at least for the moment, unfortunately, throw a wrench in the system to experience what freedom was. And even though that freedom that came was not permanent, they still experienced it. And baby, all you really need to do is to feel and know what freedom is, girl, and you can't turn back. It's like going down the rabbit hole, girl. Once you go down, bitch, there's no going back, girl. You're going to have to accept what it is. And I feel like we're on the brink of actually manifesting that. But we have to do our work. We have to do our part first. That's why there's so much education. And I'm so fearful for humanity, because it's like, if we don't start learning with all this information in our face, whatever happens afterwards, we're going to have no choice but to be accountable for it. And some people are going to lose their minds trying to run away from accountability. It's scary. And also karma is at play. Because again, all of the LGBT children like myself, statistically, historically speaking, have been oppressed, girl. In y'all book, didn't it say that the last shall be first and the first shall be last, girl? So that's literally happening. And that's why, again, I talk about self-love, because if we, as the oppressed, end up, because when we shift into this power, girl, which is really just balancing things out, low-key to level the playing field, we cannot act the way that they have acted towards us, even though we have every right to. But that's the thing. We ain't got to do it. Let karma do it. And people don't believe in karma. Yeah, you don't believe in karma until it happens, girl. And maybe you might be able to escape it this lifetime, girl. But when the next lifetime comes, girl, I don't know about that. That's why it's good to pay it forward, and to pay it forward in love, which is why I stand boldly when it comes down to protecting oppressed people. Y'all want the oppressed people to be accountable. Well, lead by example then. Do it. Just show us how it's done. Girl, y'all don't know what you... Okay. Ron says, I may be showing my age, but I came from an era where my male friends growing up would bring out the Hustler magazines, Blacktail, and other porn paraphernalia. I recall one of my friends would joke around and flash me and everyone their erections, or they'll try to be funny and try to dry hump me. See what I'm talking about? And then, girl, and then it'd be funny because a lot of the men that be so homophobic and transphobic, girl, it's been proven that a lot of them really like that shit. They really want to see what's up. I mean, a lot of men feel like they've already conquered vagina already, so what else can we conquer? It's crazy. You just shared that, and that's the thing. And literally, we have stories of older men, I'm sure they're still here in the world, who can share their own accounts and testimonies about how when they became of age, their parent, their father, would be able to... I remember when I told my dad about me having an erection one time, and he sat down and talked to me about it and stuff, and about man and woman, and it was so uncomfortable because it's like, But see, once again, for the LGBT child or the gay child, how do they get that type of love and affirmation about growing and becoming an adult? Where is that affirmation for LGBTQ children as well? Where is that at? How do you have that conversation? How does a heterosexual man have a conversation about their child who is same gender loving, who know this? They dick getting hard. They know. They getting turned. They know. The same thing, same hormones that heterosexual people experience naturally as they grow up. LGBT people are having that same reaction. Are we not still human? So where is the education for them? But then whenever we provide some sort of education to be able to help them along life so that they can live their best life, y'all gotta throw sexualization at it. But meanwhile, I shared story, Ron done shared story about how at younger ages when we were children, when they were children, that they were doing all type of sexual shit. That's why it's a fucking cop-out. And my thing is, if we're going to protect the children, let's protect all the children. Which means, guess what? Disney, goodbye, Disney. All the childhood classes, y'all girls gonna... That's probably why a lot of people mad about this new version of The Little Mermaid, because that might be the only version of The Little Mermaid. No, that's still Disney, girl, so that's gonna be gone too. I literally watched a clip on Instagram of an episode of That's So Raven, girl, when they was playing that knockoff Wish version of motherfucking Crazy in Love, bitch. And you know the part with the booty pop, girl, Raven doing that. Why is she booty popping in front of the children? But see, she was being funny. Yeah. She was being funny with it though. It was comical. It was cool but it's still sexualization because it's shaking ass, girl. Then y'all talk about drag queens, girl. Girl, let me see if I can find some of these articles, girl, because I was not going to give it to you bitches, but I'm going to give it. No shade. But I'm going to read y'all comments first, because I don't want to neglect y'all. What's up, Queen Spicy? What's up? I be wanting to say shed. and I don't want to butcher your name. I'm gonna say S. What's up, S? Unless you tell me how to pronounce it, please. And I don't want to fuck it up. Aries said, especially the church can use that against us. Don't worry. Don't want the church to be in power again. And that's what they want. They want to get back in power, girl, because girl, they like, ain't y'all supposed to be waiting for Jesus to come bring the power back? Y'all like, fuck Jesus, girl. We gonna do this shit now. Of course, girl, because y'all killed him. Ooh, let me stop. No, for real, motherfuckers have always killed people, which is so sad, who were for humanity. Because them being aware could stop the system if people actually came together and realized we was humans. But see, we be having so much opportunity with this education to actually do it that we be so afraid to do it. And then when the shit hits the fan for real and we all have to deal with a collective awareness that we all can't escape from, girl. Now y'all want to be humans, girl? We can be humans. I'm going to cuss you out real quick. I bet you my videos will have a whole bunch of views then. I bet people want to understand what the hell to do then. Because there are some people in life who have learned to challenge the hell in their own personal life. Who literally get up and teach about their experience to help people. Now, there is this fear about children being gay, even in a religious standpoint. And I will give you this. I did a live with Jackie Hill Perry's testimony about her not being a lesbian anymore. And for me, when she told that story, I did not feel offended. Because with me learning to love myself, I realized that, hey, maybe for her, if that was her way of being connected to a higher source, I'm not going to challenge that. And she might be ministering to other people who that message is for. And I don't even want to stop those people. If they feel in their life that there's something wrong with them, that's fine. But the issue is when you start, oh, well, you're going through the same thing I'm going through and all this stuff or whatever. Everybody ain't went through what you went through. There are some people who understand that this is the life that this is the cards that life has dealt them, girl. And when they really look at it, girl, they can manipulate the cards and make it work for their favor. They don't have to be subjected to what the social construct or outcome is supposed to be. Hell no, they can be themselves and still make it. T.S. Madison is one of those individuals. And she's a trans woman. And trans women, even in the LGBT community of color, girl, they're unfortunately at the bottom of the totem pole, girl. Meanwhile, here comes T.S. motherfucking Madison, the queen, the T.S. And I don't know about y'all. Y'all know T.S. Madison now, and I'm so glad that you do because she deserves it and so much more. But I was rocking with T.S. Madison back in the day when she was doing adult content. Where she would walk down the goddamn steps, doom, 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 doom. It's the boom. I remember that. And how she has changed and she has grown. She has learned from her situations and her own mistakes that almost cost her life because she's human too. But she still survived and didn't allow it to destroy her. And if she can do it, what's wrong with other trans women being able to do it as well? How is a trans woman taken away from your womanhood and your femininity? Especially when you are cisgendered, which means that you are a natural female, which means you have the female expression to have children and stuff. That's fine, but these are trans women. They know they're trans women. They're just fitting the social construct of a woman. And there are men in the world who do have a love and an attraction for trans women. Why are you stopping the y'all stopping oppressed people from even finding love, girl? Like, you don't want them to have any sort of fulfillment whatsoever. No sort of enrichment whatsoever. Just straight up, just no. LGBT people have a right to exist and live life just like everybody the fuck else. But you know what? I can see why you know what? I just had an epiphany. Maybe the reason why there's so much backlash about this LGBT shit from conservative people and ignorant people. Let's get to it, girl. Y'all are so infatuated with it, girl. Y'all really want to try it and see what's going on. And some of y'all probably dibble and dabble in it anyway. In the ways that you use that broad stroke on the community and all, baby, that's how you view it. That's how you sexualize it with your mind, girl. That's how you see it. So maybe we need to start having panels with LGBT people just spilling y'all tea. I mean, y'all not protecting us, so why should we protect y'all? I know LGBT people now in my life, girl, who have fucked around with quote unquote heterosexual men. And guess what? The heterosexual men came onto them very strong and very aggressive. Maybe we need to do a live about that. Maybe we need to have a goddamn hotline, call, chat line, girl, about, you ain't got to say their name, girl, but you can talk about what happened with them. Because they know that if they get caught, they gonna be the ones that's gonna lose everything. They're afraid to experience the reality that unfortunately a lot of queer people have to deal with. But see, they do it in the dark, and that's why they wanted to go back in the dark, girl, because that's where the fuck these hoes at. They doing the freaky deaky pedo shit that y'all talking about. They doing that shit in the dark, girl. That's why they want us to go into the dark, girl. But some of us that was in the dark, girl, I forgot the name of that motherfucking nigga from what is it? Avatar: The Last Airbender, girl. Zuko's uncle, girl. We were spending time training in the dark, getting ourselves together, doing our shadow work, healing from the past, girl, choosing to love ourselves and to manifest our best lives. And we're doing that now. But see, y'all can't see yourselves doing that because y'all don't even want to let go of an ideology that was taught to you. You ain't even challenged it. And there was a point in time when I found out what LGBT was, when I found out what gay was and how it was viewed. And then on top of that, we still talking about HIV and AIDS, girl. So I'm over here scared thinking I innately have it because I'm gay, because they say gay people have it. I used to be fearful of HIV and AIDS. Y'all remember that song by Kurt Franklin called his version of Lean on Me? And whenever Mary J. Blige was singing about the child with AIDS, girl, I would get scared and would want to leave and didn't want to hear it because I thought that was me because they said gay people have AIDS. And then when we actually see what happened to those people, how they were literally thrown away and disposed of and seen as sick and twisted and nasty. There's a point in time that song fucked me up so bad, girl. I didn't really eat for like a week, girl. Girl. I just didn't. I couldn't feel like eating. I just, why eat, girl? I have it. And now that the stigma is not as damning as it was, but there are still new cases, we have to talk about what love really is, and even loving those who are positive. I literally did a job. A recording job and editing job for this HIV gala that I went to. It was not a lot of people there, which made me upset because it's like, even for those who are living with HIV and AIDS, there are people in the world that I saw that night who have had it since the fucking 80s, its inception, and are still here and living good, looking good. It was this one woman, girl, she looked like motherfucking Queen Latifah, bitch. I was like, oh, she fine. She had a nice old piece of just melanated thigh, just showing and glistening. Ooh. Question my sexuality for a minute, like, hold on. And I've even dated people who were positive. Because I think to myself, if that was my life, I would still want someone to learn to love me past that. We're not going to ignore it, no. Because it is a reality that we have to deal with. But that I love you so much that I'm willing to go through this with you. And if it happens to be, I ain't going to say God forbid. Because I am a gay man and I understand the statistics. I'm not ignorant about that. I would want someone to love me past that. To see me for who I am. That's why shows like Pose, it's not really for LGBT people to watch. It's for y'all heterosexual people to educate yourself about the stories, because now we get to tell our own stories. Not the stories that was falsely told, but now we in front of it. That's meant to educate y'all. LGBT people, a lot of them are living with that reality. But again, because I was ignorant and didn't know better. Look how that fear didn't know. I didn't eat for a week. It's crazy. But then when we come out and we actually educate, y'all want us to shut up because we understand that y'all don't like us. And now that we're realizing that we don't need y'all to rise, that's what you're scared about. And I guess I'm going to have to be scared. It's affecting me a lot. And I fear now. See? And it's sad that we have to keep having these same conversations. These are literally, do your research. I have a whole live. If I can find the name, it'd be like, I do the work. Fuck what you heard. I don't care if motherfuckers watch my shit or not, girl. It don't stop me from doing the work, girl. All great motherfuckers started somewhere, bitch. It's not how you start, it's how you motherfucking finish, girl. And guess what? I don't have to sell my soul through my booty hole for promises of gold, bitch. Because I'm using my actual emotional intelligence, girl, to manifest my money with my energy and not my conservative asshole. All right, girl. Where's it at? The name of the live, girl, that I did, it's called Educating the Ignorant. LGBT plus burden of proof, the cycle of hate, girl. It is a 1 hour and 52-minute video. Y'all know that shit is rare because, baby, I be talking. Because I have a lot of shit to say. And I know people also understand and agree. I'm building community as well. We have to do our part. All of us have to do our part. I'm happy that people are getting online and talking to each other. But goddamn it, can we talk about some real shit? Not this fake ass bullshit that keep us distracted, girl, but to actually face shit. Because, girl, I don't give a fuck. Even in the LGBT sector, girl, we be talking about all this shit, girl. I'm this bitch. I'm that girl. I'm this and that. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Girl, don't you understand they have bills already in place, girl, to stop all that faggot shit from happening? They're literally putting bills in place. Let me see if I can find that article. Now, that one article wanted me to subscribe, bitch. I ain't subscribing to nothing. I'm going to find another email is what I'm going to do. Okay, girl, is this it? This is probably the one that's... Is this it? They had one with a chart on it. I can read this. I guess it's kind of short. This is from the Texas Tribune. I'll put this in the description box later. And I'm going to get back to your comments. I promise. Y'all know how I am. Okay, and this was this year, March 6th, 2023. Texas Republicans have filed dozens of bills affecting LGBTQ people. Here's what they'd do. Texas lawmakers this year will debate whether to block transgender kids' access to transition-related health care, classify businesses that host drag shows as sexually oriented establishments, and limit public school lessons on sexuality and gender identity. Texas lawmakers this year are expected to debate several bills that could bring major changes to the lives of gay and transgender Texans. Republicans have filed bills that would restrict when sexuality and gender identity are taught in schools, where people can perform in drag, and what kind of health care is available to transgender children. Children and young adults in particular are a focus of the legislation. Governor Dan Patrick made it a Senate priority to pass measures that pertain to classroom instruction about LGBTQ people. The college sports teams transgender students can join, and medical treatments that can be provided to transgendered youth. Governor Greg Abbott has vowed to ban schools' woke agendas. LGBTQ activists and many dramatic, Lord, girl, this weed. That's me. I'm going to mess up when I'm reading, girl. It's okay, girl. I'm still learning, just like everybody else, bitch. And many Democratic, I said dramatic. Now I have a conservative viewpoint. Now I'm looking at dramatic and Democrat and putting it together. Ron Vugatti, get out my head too, bitch. Andrew Caldwell trying to take your spot. LGBTQ activists and many Democratic lawmakers are bracing for a months-long fight. Many say the proposed measures amount to attempts to minimize queer expression and restrict people's rights. One such group, Equality Texas, has identified more than 90 bad bills filed so far this session, the more than total identified by the group in 2021 during a full session and 3 special sessions. Even if only a few of them pass, the damage will be substantial, they say. According to a January report from the Trevor Project, okay, a national LGBTQ youth suicide prevention organization, 71% of LGBTQ youth said debates over bills affecting how they live negatively impact their mental health. And 86% of transgendered youth reported negative mental health repercussions from such legislations. And then you have people who understand what privilege look like. Girl, get on this, or get on camera. Because I'm not playing anymore. I'm being nice to the people that want to learn. For the ones that don't want to learn and just want to talk bullshit, girl, I'm just matching you hoes, girl. And we gonna see who really playing, bitch. I might be built like curling, girl. But I'm really motherfucking beers, bitch. You better watch out. Okay? Y'all get on these motherfucking lives and spew all this damn hatred about how I'm being oppressed, and what about y'all, and what about heterophobia, and what about reverse racism, and what about all these things. No, girl, the universe is trying to help you understand, girl, because obviously our words ain't helping you, girl. So the universe is saying, oh, excuse me, maybe you need a little push in the right direction. And I'm talking about that fire, that push. That's what I'm talking about. That's what spirit would do for you. Which is why y'all get up here and y'all want all this stuff to stop. Just include LGBT people. Because whether you want to or not, LGBT people and black people and oppressed groups of people have the opportunity to do something different this time. Because if we don't start getting our shit together, especially in the information age where we have the ability to be educated and to treat people like human beings, girl, once humanity becomes threatened, girl, regardless of what the fuck a label is, girl, then that's when people gonna want to put their shit down. And I'm saying we gonna put our shit down, but I'm gonna be talking my shit as we put our shit down. These are weak-ass, desperate-ass clapbacks at progression. What type of hating asshole do you have to be in reference to progression? That includes, it's the fact that y'all don't want karma to work because a lot of y'all bullies is getting y'all karma as adults. That's the gag, girl. That's the gag, girl. The motherfucker you beat up on, the motherfucker you low-key did shit with and forced in some cases to do shit with, girl, is in positions of power, girl, that's on equal ground as you, girl, and you become threatened. Why? You're the majority. You're the majority. You're the one with the power. But see, we understand that you don't want equality. You want supremacy. And the universe said, bitch, I'm supreme, girl. Fuck you hoes, girl. Y'all on my back. Bitch, I'm supreme. And if you're going to be on my back, y'all going to play equally. That's why y'all don't want Mother Nature to come in, because see, mama, the feminine energy can get y'all niggas in line. See, the only way that y'all want the feminine energy to be submissive is sexually, because you feel like you can conquer that. How can you conquer that when you stroking for 2 minutes, bitch, and your wife hasn't had an orgasm in years? She always checking her goddamn wishes. Like, this nigga keep talking to me, bitch. I'm gonna get this motherfucking rose. And once that rose changed your life, girl, you out the door, bitch. I don't need you, nigga. And you wasn't even good at that. Damn. At least if you gonna submit, girl, submit. Make me want to submit. But see, a lot of these motherfuckers are getting a lot of toxic patriarchy and toxic masculinity. Not divine, but toxic. It's kind of like when mama come through, girl, you ain't gonna challenge mama. You ain't gonna challenge mama. Because mama always had to take care of it. Mama always had to make it work. Mama always had to be the motherfucking mama and the goddamn daddy. Not in all cases. You have some women who are in toxic femininity, and we have to address that as well, which is why that's a women's issue as well. And again, every group has to be honest about their pain as well. But when it comes down to LGBTQ people choosing to surpass their pain and to have awareness that is healthy to see them grow and thrive as well, as well, as well. And y'all sit up here and be conservative and claim God and Christian, that God is love and Jesus told me to love y'all. But girl, who? No, you're saying that Jesus told you to love Christians and that's it. If that was the case, then in your own scriptures, why hasn't Jesus been in the temples? He said he don't dwell in temples made by man, girl. He was a traveling ministry. Girl, what? It's just a realization of, girl, we are seeing who knows God and who doesn't. And if you don't, I'm not saying you can't. You can. But don't try to snuff someone's light because you can't do the motherfucking work. Because in your own book, didn't it say that you need to work out your own soul salvation? Your own soul salvation? Baby, that's why I'm grateful looking back over my life of all the shit I went through. Let me go ahead and do this part as far as my childhood. We're going to be doing a lot of dream walking and time traveling, girl. You know how BubzDaGawd is, girl. It is what it is. I remember I was in I think it was the 7th or the 8th grade. It's been a long time since I've talked about this. And I think it was around the time that the movie Ong Bak, the Muay Thai fighter movie, came out. And I love martial art movies. Now, I may not be into masculine sports like football and basketball and baseball and all that shit. But when it come down to fucking a motherfucker up, I'm about that shit. You're goddamn right. Okay? I ain't gonna hold you. I was very timid and very scared and afraid as a child because wasn't nobody gonna help me anyway. But now that I'm an adult, girl, it's like, okay, girl, things are different. I hope we don't have to find out how different they are, but if we do, girl, we gonna understand it. Mitch, but there was this bully by the name of Chris, and he was this weird ass nigga, and I think he gay too now. And his nose would always sweat like a dog. I'm like, nigga, your nose always sweating and shit. But he would always fuck with me. But I think he fucked with me because he liked me. And he was like one of my main bullies at the time. And again, like I told y'all earlier, when I would get out of school, I would have to wait in this like parking lot for my mother to pick me up. And I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting, and here the fuck he come. I'm like, oh shit, the fuck we go. I'm like, bro, come the fuck on. He's like, yeah, nigga, dick in the booty ass, nigga, yeah, all type of bullshit, just all type of sexual shit, girl. Talking about me, bitch. And he was just saying shit, whoopty 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 woo. And girl, back in the day, and this is low key still like a crime against humanity or blackness, girl, when you talk about somebody mama, girl. But back in the day, talking about motherfuckers mamas, girl, that was a thing, girl, and you get fucked up for that. So back in the day, I said, well, that's why your mama a hoe, bitch. I don't cuss like that. I wasn't cussing like that. When I became an adult, bitch, I'm very free, even in my language. Okay, I don't give a hug. But he said, what? I said, your mama a hoe, bitch. And he slapped the shit out of me. I mean, whoom. Damn near close to how hard Ian geeky ass slapped me. Bitch. All I did was saw red, bitch. I don't know what came over me, girl. I think, like, again, you don't fuck with people, girl, because some people will reach the breaking point and they wasn't expecting it, girl. It'd be crime, fuck, passion, girl. Not in a sexual way, but in a way of self-defense, bitch, whatever. Bitch, fight or flight, girl. It was time to fight. I ain't never chose that, girl. Slapped me. All I remember is I kicked this nigga in the nuts because, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm already short. I was shorter than what I am now. And, bitch, I jumped on him and I started taking my fist and like smashing him in his face. Y'all remember A Christmas Story when Ralphie got fucked with his bully for the last time, girl, and he started whooping his ass and was cussing him the fuck out and shit. His mom had to come grab him and shit, and when he came to, he was crying and shit. Bitch, I let loose. I let all that anger and aggression out. Just kind of similar to how, like, unfortunately a lot of these school shootings happen. Like the whole Columbine High School, girl, they was fucking with those dudes. They were weird. They were different. If you actually pay attention to the stories, one of them allowed one of the students to live because the student actually acknowledged them. I forgot which shooter it was. I don't know if it was Eric or Dylan, but one of them, he let one of them live. Because remember, in the library, that was where the horrible, I mean, the whole thing is horrible, but like the very brutal massacre happened. All because that this person was nice to them, was able to leave. You don't know what people are dealing with. You don't know what people are going through. And there are people every day who are trying to hold it together, girl. And all it takes is one goddamn situation to happen, girl, for them to say fuck it and really do it. So when that shit happened, I'm beating the shit. I've never thought I could do something like this. I didn't think it was possible, girl, because I got my ass whooped, dragged, stomped out, girl. I was a punching bag, bitch. But I started beating his ass and I was cussing. Fuck you, nigga. I was yelling. Fuck, I was yelling and crying. You know when you fighting and crying, girl, that shit serious, bitch. You out to murder. Baby, my mama pulled into that parking lot. I ain't never seen her do no John Wick smooth car transition move ever in my life. Brandon. Grab me, girl. Grab me. That nigga nose bleeding. He on the ground and shit. I'm just crying. Go get your sister. I had to walk to go get my sister, girl, which was at the front entrance of the school. I'm in the parking lot, so I had to go up the block a little bit and then make a right. And I'm sitting there crying. And I'm walking as mad as hell. Everybody's stopping and looking. What's wrong with Brandon? What's wrong with Buzz? What's wrong with him? Oh, shit. He done beat up Chris. Oh, shit. You done beat up, they asking me shit. You done beat up Chris? Bitch, like it's impossible. We both were suspended for a week. I ain't give a fuck. The next week, this nigga trying to be my friend and shit. He want me to spend the night trying to do freaky shit with me? What the fuck? And I'm the gay one, girl. Allegedly. Girl, y'all be telling on y'all selves. They be the thing, girl. What y'all hate, y'all really be. What y'all hate, y'all really be. And it don't have to be that way, girl. There are LGBT people, girl, who are choosing to break through narratives and control their own narrative and live their best life, girl. Even sometimes better than their peers, girl, because they understand there's no limit, girl. They came in with already a fucked up situation, girl. They transmuted it, girl. And once they transmuted that experience, there's no going back, bitch. Girl. Hale said, don't even worry about the numbers. Your time is coming. Trust. Thank you. Your teachings are needed because you're so... And thank you. Thank you so much. And that's one thing I have to remind myself of. And I made a promise to myself, like, before I started really being consistent on YouTube and kind of really walking in my own nomad phase, like, I don't really have a lot of company. I don't really go out a lot. I just do what I can to pay my bills and make sure that my necessities are good and have some money for some weed and educate myself. And also apply it because I know that my life is changing. Like you said, my teachings are needed, or I'll say my expression of love is needed. And it's not just mine. It's the fact that we all have this in us. But it's like, choose that anyway, despite how your reality is, because the universe will always provide for you. God, source, universe, mother nature, whatever you want to call it, will always provide for you. And I'm literally walking that out. I actually want to do this because I want to give a shout out, because this really been helping me. Because like I said, as far as my finances, my things have kind of been I'm in a place where I'm testing my faith, because growing up, I didn't really have any healthy conversations about finances. Even as a child, whenever I would get paid my allowance, I would immediately burn my money and go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video at the time and like rent a video game because I wanted a video game. So I've had very unhealthy conversations about money and finances, and I still live in the hood. I don't see that as a bad thing because there's so many niggas who live in the hood who have changed their lives. But I want to be able to change my life by putting myself first in my life, not narcissistically or egotistically, but to see what love is, what it's like loving me. Because I've heard the reviews of my love outside of myself. I know I'm good at loving. I know that. I just had a whole experience recently this weekend that expressed that to me. That no matter what a label is, you can still care for people and love them as people. And I'm learning to do it in my own way so that I can go out into the world and actually practice that love, especially to those who don't even love me. But at the same time, let motherfuckers know that, girl, we not just finna let y'all motherfucking just do what y'all want to us, because, girl, I'm so grateful that my ancestors did all of that. To where we don't have to, because, girl, I don't know if you've been peeping the conversations, girl, but a lot of the generation said, girl, we're not our ancestors. No shade to them, because if it had not been for them, we wouldn't be here. But the hope and the dream of the slave has to manifest, and, girl, we're about to manifest it. Hold on a second, y'all. I got a text message. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. One second, y'all. Sometimes I'll be like OCD with my text. I gotta reread shit and make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, but but that's why I'm doing it now. That's why I'm grateful for the people who come in. Y'all don't have to. But it feels good to be able to see familiar faces like Spicy and Aries and Harold and S Shed, I think it's called. Your name is called. I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong, but he's starting to become a familiar face. Miss Ann, who I miss. Miss Ann. And Miss Ann, I really got to start, which I might need your help a little bit on in reference to being an accountability partner. I need to start writing my scripts. I had an idea that came across my mind, because I have so many ideas, but like now I be working through my mind every day. Like, I don't write it down, but I just try to see it in my mind and visualize and try to kind of break it down. And I'm trying to figure out, what can I create with what I have right now, with the resources I have now. I have a lot of airsoft guns. I love very brutal, gory movies. I love supernatural type of stuff, but I also want to mix it with realism, because I really want it to hit home. Like, one of my favorite films is Tales from the Hood, the first one. Them other two, girl, I don't know what the hell going on. But the first one scared me as a child, but it came with a message that was brutal and that was in your face. I want to do content like that, to where I take the narrative of the oppressor and switch it, kind of like a blaxploitation, girl. But we gonna get dark with it, girl, because no tea, no shade. When you do a lot of shadow work, girl, and especially when I had my ego death, and I low-key went to hell, my own version of hell, where it was like, girl, oh, I didn't know if I was gonna make it back. Like, nothing in the church world prepared me for what the fuck I was going through. I literally thought I was going to lose my mind. A lot of times when they put on white people, and that shit is really just a mental thing, when they be playing them songs, I'm gonna kill my mom, I'm gonna kill my dad. Girl, that shit kind of creeped up. I'm like, girl, no. This ain't even black people shit, girl. What is this? But a part of my soul is stained from that. And I'm actually grateful for that, because if you read the narrative of the Bible, Christ also descended into hell before he ascended into heaven, because he was coming to do a 360 wraparound ass when it comes down to faith and grace and mercy. So when I was able to escape hell and love brought me through, y'all, I have a whole story. You got to go to the beginning of my YouTube channel, my archives. I think it's like Ego Death Part 4. I sit down with CTV at the time, and we kind of talk about it and really make it palpable in reference to what I was going through, and how that moment was very like, oh my God, just very jarring to me. It's very jarring, very difficult, but I was able to pull myself through love. So it's like, a lot of us are going to have those ego deaths, and it's kind of like warning comes before destruction. And art has always been used as a medium to bring awareness. And a lot of people don't like this woke stuff. They try to demonize it so bad, because the American dream is ending. That's why it's called the American dream. Go to sleep. Don't wake up. Let us control what you think and what you feel. But because of the information age, we talk about free will. We now have a free will to face our fears or not. We now have free will to be able to challenge ourselves and not to really have any excuses anymore. We have supercomputers in our hands right now. Right now. Oh yeah, I was talking about this CashApp donations that I've been getting. That's really been helping me. It kind of blew my mind. I want to give a shout out to this person because it's like, wow. Shout out to Louise Young. Baby, when I tell you over these past few weeks, I've been having like money conversations pop up out of nowhere. Like, I did 2 lives recently, and both my brother Russell and my brother Chris promoted my Cash App. People normally don't do that. Okay? And I've been seeing a lot of money signs and like things around me, and that's what I've been manifesting in my life, to be able to have financial freedom so that I can have the ability to just create. That's one of my main omega level goals that I'm achieving in my life right now. And I'm starting on a small level. I already know what being financially comfortable is like. But now that I'm asking God, so now that I am tapping into more abundance, I have to do my part by removing the things that no longer benefit me, which is fear. And again, like I told y'all, I had very much fear-based conversations about money. So now I'm actually walking by faith to test that for myself. And a lot of great people who are where they are now had to walk that same path. It's about, do I love myself and believe it for myself? No, they're not perfect people, but God damn it, they worked through some shit to get what they wanted. So shout out to Louise Young, because the Cash App donations that I got just out the blue. I look at my phone and be like, oh wow. Because y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all, bitch. I'm kind of doing some nigga shit right now, girl. You gotta, can a nigga borrow? Can a nigga borrow? Can a nigga borrow? And see, I've even been okay with asking for that because I really don't ask for anything. I'm so used to giving. That's been my whole nature. Has been giving and giving and giving. I give of my time. I give of my knowledge. I give of my patience. I've always been giving. And I had a dope ass role model in my life who inspired me to delve deeper into the God within BubzDaGawd. That's why I call myself BubzDaGawd. Because Christ said that we are God's girl, and I'm just believing it. I'm crazy enough to believe it as a 5'2" leprechaun, same gender loving man. I mean, Christ had murderers and thugs and killers around him, bitch. The fuck? He knew what was up. In case he wanted to be bothered about it. And I know that, and that's why I'm learning how to receive. I'm learning to receive, to not feel guilty. Because there'll be times where it'll be like, damn, you know, I'm here trying to do this shit on my own, really walk by faith. But then it'd be like, dang, shit don't really be working out a lot of times. And there'll be times where I will be stressed out, like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I know I'm doing what I need to do, but it'd be like, sometimes the universe ain't just going to hit. You have to also learn to have patience and to face your fears. So if you're asking for better, be prepared to be scared. But all that fear is doing is teaching you how to be patient and to love yourself. Through the midst of this, love yourself. Even though it's scary right now, love yourself. Even though you don't understand right now, love yourself. Even though you're not aware or have a higher level of awareness right now to fully get through this and to see it for what it really is, love yourself through it with faith. And baby, universe through the way of Louise Young came through, bitch, and said, whoomp and whoomp. I said, huh. That's how I know the universe is providing for me. And then when I get to a point to where I'm overflowing in my financial abundance, it would be wrong for me to hold that all to myself. Now, I'm going to take some for myself a little bit, because I also put in the work and manifested the shit too. But I'm not going to be selfish with it. I want to be able to give back. One of my goals is to one day create my own film studio. Because the shit that I want to talk about, Hollywood ain't really for it. You talking about Hollywood. Yeah, it is kind of Hollyweird. It's a lot of whitewashing. It's a lot of oppression going on. And then it's a lot of pandering that's happening. Like people being objected and used for a story, not for who they are, but for a story. Because even for these actors who are getting all this awareness and having all these television shows or whatever, they're not even getting paid the money they deserve. It's a lot of shit going on. So And my father used to tell me all the time, if you can't go to Hollywood, make Hollywood come to you. And I see what Hollywood does. I want to control all my shit. I want to get all my royalties, bitch. I want to be like Prince. Everything. I did almost everything on this. I want to be like Beyonce, bitch. I want to be in the editing bay. Girl, I want to do the voiceovers, bitch. I want to be the goddamn actor. I want to be the goddamn director, girl. I want to be the goddamn acting coach, girl. I want to be all this stuff because I know what's in my head. And also be able to use my money to bless people as well. I done seen people who done had shit happen to them. It would feel good to be able to, like, you know what, they going through something. Let me give them this. Let me give them this. Because if I was in that predicament, but see, once again, that's why faith is important, baby. Because if you allow faith to work, faith will gag you, and it gagged me twice. And I'm letting you know I'm willing to be gagged again, and again, and again. Okay? And in Tasha Cobb's, baby, I'm gonna put a praise on it. I'm gonna do this praise real quick. And then I'm gonna do this praise real quick.
In the name of Jesus, you be made whole by the power of God.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Do it for me, Lord. But I'm telling you, faith is something else. That's why it's hard for people. But that's the thing, like, there are people in the world who've been through what you've been through and been through worse and was able to make it, baby. If they can do it, so can you. It's supposed to be easier for you. But we get in the way and we make it harder than what it is. Lauryn Hill's song Stealing Ass allegedly said, it could all be so simple. But you'd rather make it hard, girl, and that's on you. Because, bitch, I'm learning to work smarter, not harder. No, ma'am. Okay? No more hard. Fuck all that. I do hard work when it comes to myself. I do hard work when it comes to my mental, my emotional, my spiritual self. When it comes down to checking my ego to when I'm wrong and dealing with all that shit. That's where my hard work comes from. But everybody outside of me, oh, baby, I'm working smarter. I get humble with God and myself. Everyone outside of me gets humility. So, Miss Ann, I really want to work on those scripts because, baby, I need to do my part. And that's so much more I could be doing. So, Aries says straight men do more gay things in public than us. Haven't seen the gay men doing many other things. They do, of course, because, again, they're privileged. They're privileged. They can do all that stuff. They have the right to do that. It'd be so gay. Like I said, is it because it's for real? And a lot of those niggas want to be for real, too? And like I said, if a lot of gay men could talk, it'd be a lot of women that would be looking at their niggas sideways, girl. Bitch, just like how they want to stop interracial marriage, girl, because it's going to really solve racism. Mother Nature, like, you hoes can't do it, girl. I'll just make y'all one for real, girl. Physically, bitch. Let's do it. Let's do it. And even with men, I think men have never been objectified in a way that they were able to control it. They were not able to control it. Like, men are used to objectifying women sexually. Oh my God, her tits, her ass, like everything is always, whenever there's a female there, she has to be some sort of sexual sidekick to the thing, girl, and even the tight dress. And look at all the Bond movies. How this nigga just took pussy and didn't give a fuck. They even had Grace Jones, scary looking ass in there one time, girl, and was fighting her. She's an icon though, shout out to her. Baby, whoo, girl. But now, men are being objectified to where now it's gay men like, oh, your ass fat. Didn't Blueface put out a damn DM talking about, stop sending me y'all booty and shit. I'm not into that shit, man. Stop. Well, now you know how women feel. When they tell you to stop sending them goddamn ashy ass, dirty ass dick pictures and they goddamn shit. Without solicitation, and you just do it anyway, girl. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you, girl. Harold say, they dick play absolutely went down in the locker room during PE. Absolutely. These are horny teenage boys you are talking about, so they couldn't help themselves but do homoerotic stuff. They don't want to talk about that, girl, because once again, they include it, and they don't want the gays to talk, because maybe some of the gays going to be like, bitch, I know you ain't talking. Remember and so? That's why it's like, the indoctrination of fear You want to talk about what's unnatural? What's unnatural is the indoctrination of fear to demonize another group of people. And you can't even verify that collectively for them. But if we were to take y'all same logic and put it on you, oh baby, y'all would outrank whatever sort of sick, twisted shit that's going on in the LGBT community, baby. Y'all would cover that times 3. Because once again, y'all are the majority. And y'all will always be the majority. LGBT people ain't got no problem with that. They just want to be able to have a slice of the motherfucking pie like everybody else. But you have people who literally don't want to employ LGBT people because they think they're sick, twisted, and demonic. Meanwhile, the demon inside of them got them confused when the camera is off and don't even want them to give up the gay girl. They told me, fuck Jesus. If they ain't about to give up no dick for Jesus. I said, girl, does the conservative Christians know this? Do they know this? Do they know this? Were you a theater cup? Yes, I was. And let me tell you something. When I was in a drama club in high school, I went to a predominantly white high school because my parents didn't want me to be culture shocked. They wanted me to have some culture, but also have the opportunity to experience what racism is too. And to be honest, I didn't really experience any racism, at least that was objective or that I cared for. Now, there was one point in time when I was a freshman, I had this big ass afro, and this white dude was talking about what you doing? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? Willis talking about your mama, nigga. That's what we talking about. But other than that, no. And my drama club at the time was predominantly white. I was the first African American male to have a lead part in that school. No shade. I ain't get a certificate or nothing. I ain't get no goddamn award or achievement or nothing. But that's something that nobody can take away from me, bitch. No shade. That was something that was told to me by the drama teacher herself. Okay? And I loved it because the drama club that I was, they didn't really believe in the standards. They were more free. I remember we did a play called The Princess and the Pea. Again, these old ass motherfucking home time ass plays, bitch. Cheap ass plays. Girl, where I played Prince Dauntless, girl. I gotta find that picture, girl. I look so... I'm gonna give these hoes ammunition, girl. The way my logic is, girl, I gotta give them something, girl. Gotta give them something to use against me, girl, because they can't find nothing out. But I was Prince Dauntless. My father in the play was a Mexican man, Latino. My mother was white, and the son was black. What the fuck type of witchcraft sorcery is this? Okay? But I had that role in the play. I played Daddy Warbucks and Annie, bitch. Had to shave my head and everything, bitch. I look horrible bald, bitch. Look like a whole dickhead, girl. But I never experienced racism with them. Like, they kind of like low-key made me feel like a king. Like, I remember I'd be at drama club and shit, bitch. Nah, no shade. Some of these drama girls don't be looking good, girl. You know how some drama people look, girl? You be like, girl, no shade. Because there was some of them that smelled like wild bear shit, girl. They was smelling peculiar. But that was me learning to love them, girl. Damn, y'all still good peoples. Y'all choosing me because I'm black. I ain't gonna judge y'all because of other shit, girl. We gonna work this shit out. But it was always a cool relationship. I was kind of popular in drama club. Bitch, I'll be at the lunch table, girl. I got motherfucking bitches giving me a massage and shit on my neck and stuff and feeding me grapes and shit. And I'm the gay nigga, girl. But if you look in history, girl, the women always loved the gays, bitch. Again, during the times of royalty, girl, when we were actually kings and queens, physically, tangibly, girl, there were LGBT people in the harems, girl, because the gays ain't gonna fuck. You ain't gotta worry about no shit, girl, and they were treated like royalty, girl. So I never experienced racism within that, and it helped me to really not demonize all white people. Because I would have people, like, again, my friend B at the time, let me come over his house, a white person. And I had a friend who was Latino, whose mom was racist against black people, but she liked me, though, and another black person. At first, she wasn't going to let me spend the night, but when she realized I was a cool person, she was like, oh, yeah, he can come, yeah. It was just my energy. But it was a good time, and they always say high school was your best years, and those literally were, like, in drama club, it was fun. It was fun as hell. Cupid's Chokehold by the Gym Class Heroes. Yes, Ryan. I grew up with the leasing. Oh, really? How was that? See, I grew up in a time where VH1 actually played music. Okay? And they had that one song, "Take Me Out," do 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 do. And of course, you can't forget Ashley Simpson's "On a Monday I Was Wet, Bitch." Come on, yes. Those was the days. I missed MTV when they would show like shows like True Life and Made. They had this one thing about overweight fat camp or some shit, girl. I watched that shit, girl. It was so much fun, girl. Like, the music was good. All that stuff, like, oh my God, it just reminds me of like my teenage years. It was so dope. When reality TV shows was actually scripted and funny. Like shows like Flavor of Love, girl. All these motherfucking bitches trying to get with a June bug, girl. What the fuck? For real, for real. 3 times, girl. If goddamn Bootsy at 75 years old can have a reality show for 3 seasons about women kissing him in his mouth and his lips, enduring that goddamn stale backwoods skin, girl. How the fuck your mama look younger than you, nigga? Damn. That's your mama? Is that your daughter? That should be the question. Is you the father? I know my short leprechaun ass can have something. Yes, Jigglypuff. Wow, where is he now? As far as B, I don't know. I remember 6 months later or whatever, we kind of got connected, and once again, he was into religion. So he was like very heavy into religion. Like, when I came around, we had a conversation, and we argued about him drinking beer or alcohol. Oh, the Bible says, I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna go, girl. But he was trying to get me to come back. And there was a point in time where we started hanging out again and kind of spending the night and doing the things we did before when we were younger. But I was openly gay. And I told him, he was cool with it, but he still had questions. And he still struggled with me being gay. Because it was like, they didn't think I was gay. I'm like, what, girl? Am I the only one, bitch? But I guess it's because I didn't act in the way that they think gay people acted. You know what I mean? And after that, we kind of just grew apart because it was like he became a pastor, he got married and stuff, and it was kind of like we just grew apart. We just grew apart because I don't know. It was just something that just happened. Like his season was what it was, and I don't wish him any ill will. I wish him the very best, him and his wife. But I don't know. We just grew apart. So showing this hell yeah, he was, and that's why I like men that's gay, and especially feminine men who take care of themselves, baby, because he would show me and I'd be like, nigga, did you wipe? And did you wipe good? Like, I remember one time his brother, they would do some shit, like, one of his brothers, like, other friends, he was cool too. He had spent the night, and they was in the room playing Call of Duty. His friend fell asleep. So, they did a prank on him. So, his B's brother took an old sock and wiped his ass, and it was still a skid mark on it, and laid it over his friend's nose. Bitch, I want to beat your ass, girl. I'm not that type of person. I'm a top and I'm clean, girl. I just respect my body. So when he showed me his hole, I'd be like, girl, I'm not a nigga like that. I'm not no desperate ass nigga to where it's like, keep going. Hell no, girl. I would become a whole goddamn bottom bitch. Stop. We gotta clean this up. Hell. Come on. Hey, Style by Stevie. Hope all is well. He has to be undercover. Style by Stevie says, I'll give you an example. Any form of a black man embracing their femininity. Jonathan Majors on Ebony Magazine. Straight black men have a problem with it. Some of them. Yeah, that is true. And that's why also, too, it's going to be very, very interesting because on tomorrow, girl. So I can find it, girl, because I have it on my phone. Black Men Unfiltered is going to have a conversation, I think tomorrow, talking about heterophobia. It's kind of like the equivalency of white people saying all lives matter. It's a way to deflect because black men are taking so many L's, girl. They have no choice but to stick together, girl. Karma whooping their ass, bitch. But that's the thing. Y'all running from your own healing because obviously y'all want this power so bad. Y'all want to be connected so bad. You want to be in charge so bad. Then go fucking do that. Go do that. But y'all gonna gag because it's gonna seem like y'all have to do it by yourselves, which y'all gonna have to do. Y'all have to have your own ego death. Y'all been running from your ego deaths. Y'all can't sit up here and talk about the destruction of the black family and not have criticism of the head of the household who is able to leave and do what the fuck he wanted to do, and then is afraid to challenge other men who are perpetuating that stereotype. Y'all want to talk about LGBT people? Well, then let LGBT people know what y'all problems and issue is, and let us go into the LGBT community and hold the LGBTQ community accountable. That's what we're doing. At least I'm starting with myself. And there are other people who are doing the same thing. Now it's time for y'all to do that. Now it's time for y'all to go into barbershops whenever the gay person leaves, and now the conversation about homosexuality and transphobia and all that other type of shit in children, for somebody to have enough balls, since I like talking about balls, even though balls is the most sensitive part on the male body, you can fling that bitch like a goddamn eraser across the room, girl, and a nigga will drop to his fucking knees. But any goddamn way, to be in those spaces where there are homophobic and transphobic conversations and actually challenge people for real. Because I gotta believe that these motherfuckers is talking all this shit behind the scenes. And we know that. And what they don't understand energetically is that the universe is getting them to accept their feminine side and for them to learn how to not make it gay. What makes it gay at the core basis of it, okay, the genesis of it, the elementary, the hooked on phonics, the ICDC college version of it, girl, the lowest common denominator, is that a person who is the same sex, who is physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically attracted, I think that's sexually too, the totality of human experience is attracted to the same sex. You literally have men who are out here having sex with other men and they don't call themselves gay. They just see it as a way to release their stress. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, are not out here to fuck because they love each other and they want to build a community. And so you're having my baby. No, it's because I'm stressed the hell out and I need to use you as a release. And then you want to put that on an exclusive group of people. My thing is, if we're going to play this game, put it on everybody. I'm cool with everybody. Let's do it equally is what I'm saying. And also, all this LGBT stuff and oppressed people speaking is a response to the decades and centuries worth of oppression that has been happening. And we show y'all that, and y'all can't even acknowledge that. Y'all can't talk to the talking points. Y'all got to answer a question with a question as opposed to actually getting down to the nitty gritty of it. But whether black men want to realize it or not, some of them, cis hetero black men, they gonna have to, what they gonna realize, whether they want to or not, is that people are not waiting for y'all to get it together, especially when you have the time and the effort and the energy to, and the resources to, and the information to. We have YouTubers now who are using their platforms for good in reference to educating black people and helping black people work through all this shit. How are we going to get to, oh, we black first, if we don't deal with the reasons why you don't see me as black because I'm LGBT? You don't even see me as a fully authentic, actualized black person. You see me as a black person with a mental illness. You see me as a black person who is doing some sort of European shit. What? And when we look in history, when it comes down to even LGBT movements, it's been spearheaded by black queer people all the time. And then it gets whitewashed. That's why they use, abuse, and extort all expressions of blackness. But if they want to stay in their ways, they can, girl. It goes back to the concept of tents and temples. Ignorant men build temples. They want God and the people to come to them. Wise men use tents because they understand that spirit is always moving. I'm tired as hell right now. And I'm not saying that as a flex. I'm saying that as a reality. But I'm also saying that you have the opportunity to be on that level or even surpass me. I don't give a fuck. Just don't stop me from evolving. Just don't stop me or prevent me from self-actualizing. You got people getting up here with their conservative viewpoints about, oh, well, a trans person, I can't even speak my opinion out, me getting fired and stuff like that. Well, LGBT people have to deal with that shit for decades. You dealing with it for a little while. Maybe that's trying to get your attention to help you understand that you are participating in this bullshit and that you will reap what you sow. And being a Christian ain't no way to stop that from happening. Knowing God, quote unquote God, is not going to stop that from happening. Knowing all the books from Genesis to Revelations is not going to stop that. When what happened in 2020 happened, did it stop churches from staying open, girl? Wasn't this the opportunity for the church to perform all these miracles that they were talking about? And that they believe in, girl? Especially when you give them $99.95. Now the opportunity came, girl, and hoes is nowhere. Even the people who said they can do the healing are dying, girl. Exactly. Hypermasculinity meaning man up, don't cry, you will look weak. Men need to learn how to cry. Y'all cry when y'all homie die. Y'all cry to y'all homies. Men have been indoctrinated to be fearful of the feminine side of them because the powers that be don't want them to tap into that, because once it begins, you become self-actualized. The God in the Old Testament and Christ in the New Testament was the masculine and feminine complementing each other. Because hell yeah, when your ass is not evolving in humanity, sometimes God got to step in and put his foot in your ass a little bit. But then there comes a point in time where humanity cries out for so long, for oppressed people cry out for so long, that there is an energy and awareness that comes back to us to help us find our way back. Big world, but you got it, baby. And all that's required is that you believe. That's why I'm saying they're afraid, because LGBT people, black people, women don't need their permission. And the scary part is that the next step and next course of action, I bet you, because it's always a historical thing. And if we get to this point, this is where it's going to get very fucking dangerous for everybody. And I'm praying we don't get to that point, to where it's going to get physical. Again, The Boys, one of my newly favorite series. I can't wait for the next season to come out. Homelander, the racist Captain America knockoff. There was one quote he said in the most recent season where he said, I would rather be, along the lines of, I don't remember verbatim, but along the lines of, I'd rather be worshipped, adored, and loved. I'd rather be admired. He wanted to go back to being number one. I'm the protector. I'm the leader. I'm God. I'm all this stuff. Even though behind the scenes, a nigga was still fucked up. But he was like, you ain't gonna fuck up the shit behind the scenes and in the front, bitch. Fuck that. And he said, I'd rather be loved, worshipped, and adored. But if that don't work, and I have to implement fear, I don't mind, because that's the next best thing. If you're not gonna love me, I'd rather you fear me. If you're not gonna love me, I'd rather beat you into submission to do so. Don't that kind of sound like some slave master shit? Don't that kind of sound like some egotistical shit? Don't that kind of sound like some black men's unfiltered type of shit? Don't that sound like Lil Dick energy, overlapping Dunlap belly type shit? Don't that look like orangutan titties type shit, girl? Motherfuckers need to be shopping for a bra for them and their wife, girl. It's a goddamn shame. Your titties bigger than hers. Girl, they're not ready. But neither were we. We wasn't ready either. We wasn't ready for all the bullshit that y'all was gonna give us, what y'all did to us. And y'all wasn't ready for us to survive. Y'all wasn't ready for us to make it. You was ready for us to perish, because you considered us the weaker part of humanity, girl. Meanwhile, Mother Nature like, bitch, these my kids. I mean, you all my kids, but my kids know me by name through their actions. And y'all gonna gag. Y'all may not like my shit now, girl, but I promise you, girl, there will come a time when my shit will hit. No shade. It starts with appreciate. It starts within. Appreciate you, love. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, not a roast of Tamar. I heard Tamar ass did something else again, girl. Every time I think about Tamar, I think about Justin J, the king of Reeds. Reed, he did on her a long time ago. I'm like, girl, that's probably why my ass like dark humor now, because that motherfucker started this shit. I'm like, yes, 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 yeah. Chef Aaron, me too. She already got her. Oh, yeah. I think Scotty by Nature did a video on her, too. Make sure y'all check it out. Check out one of his live videos. You might see something familiar. Style by Stevie said, it's out of control with all these Republicans signing all these bills to take away our rights. Exactly. It's happening behind the scenes. Like, that's why it's called systematic or systemic. Because it's like, oh, I'm not oppressing you in your face. Not yet. I'm not about to punch you in your face. Not yet. Like, when Trump ass got elected, do people forget what the fuck happened? Did we not forget the goddamn kids in school, especially Latino children in school, being scared because you hear all these white students talking about, let's build the wall, let's build the wall. Like, when Trump was elected, I remember I was in college at the time, and I went on campus, and it was like a state of emergency, girl. They had these emergency things. It was motherfuckers hyperventilating because they was scared because they're afraid of what could happen. And not no false pseudo fear about some shit that we don't even know about. We're talking about shit that we know and we're too familiar with. But what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that, spiritually speaking, I want you to know that God, Source Universe, Mother Nature, understands that you fucking with her woke kids. You ever heard of something called Star Kids, or I think it's called Rainbow Kids, or Star Kids? It's some sort of kids, indigo children or something. They've been talking about indigo children for a long time. I have books I'm reading about now that talks about these different expressions of life that will come to planet Earth during a certain time to bring awareness, to help Mother Nature ascend. Are y'all paying attention to what's happening with the Earth? How the Earth is tilting on its axis? How there's spiritual phenomenons and things that we thought was fake actually happening in this. Girl, the veil between what we think is reality and what the real reality is, girl, is going to gag us, and we are not prepared for it. All this time that we're spending arguing with each other, protecting ourselves through our egos, being intellectually dishonest, not actually being accountable for and actually being a leader, since masculinity is such an affirming, powerful, and protective thing, then why motherfuckers who claim to walk in it struggle in it, the application of it, but they don't mind demonstrating the destructive part of it. That's how we know you're not in your divine masculinity. And like I said, it always takes destruction, it seems like, for humanity to get it together. And if that is what has to happen, we have nobody to blame but us. Again, there is so much information out there today. You have authors who range their books from goddamn elementary all the way up to a more intermediate level of reading. Because the questions about LGBT just don't stop when you're an adult. There are still questions in the world because there are LGBTQ plus people who have to make up for lost time. I didn't end up having a real relationship that felt good to me and authentic to me and genuine to me until I was in my first ever relationship at the age of 18. And that has been the longest relationship I've ever had. And that was 2.5 years. That was back in 2009, 2010. I was 18. I'm 31, going to be 32 this year. And never really had a real relationship after that first one. And even the people that I came across It took a lot of self-love and healing within myself because I wanted to be mad at them. But I had to accept that they were only operating out of what it is that they knew at the time. And guess what? Because they didn't have any healthy representation of what LGBT is for them to show up as a self-actualized, aligned, fully loving human being that can be a productive member of society, of the human family, they came across me and they were afraid to even trust me because I quote unquote seemed too good to be true. And I was just being real. But that's because I gave of love. And even though those moments of love was desperate, it was still love. It was not a good love because I didn't learn to love myself. But now I'm learning what that energy feels like, to which is why, once again, I'm in my nomad phase loving on BubzDaGawd. Because I understand that the biggest thing that I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life, and not just me, but everybody else, is I'm going to have to trust the process of what loving BubzDaGawd looks like until the day I die. That I don't get to a certain level or a certain cap and I've made it. No. I was told a long time ago to not look at it as a destination type thing. This is a lifelong journey. You will be going through the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the trials and tribulations of life. But be grateful that there are people, excuse me, be grateful that there are people who have traversed life and are willing to help educate you. Not to say you have to go the exact same route as them, but goddamn it, here are some tools that you can at least use that are universal in order to help you with your own unique, but yet still collectively objective life. And when you look at it through love, the lens of love, you get to satisfy yourself in your own life and also have an overflow to help humanity heal. And you literally have people who are conservatives creating bills to where they can get back to projecting their hatred, girl, because they're under the realization that Jesus is not coming for them. So since Jesus ain't coming, they might as well take it out on the next best thing, girl. Yes, indeed. Oh, you talking about Tony, girl? And they get caught in drag. And I just reading that article about how they're trying to, girl, this shit be cringy. It be annoying. It be annoying. It be annoying. Like, we understand you want LGBT people to shut up. We'll shut up once you include us. Because we going to do it anyway. Like, we going to get ours. But we also giving you the opportunity to join in, too. Not saying that it's required, because we still going to rise and do us. And the fact that the thought keeps growing. And yes, we have to deal with the other alternative thought or the dominant thought now. That has been the case. But again, spiritually speaking, girl, we all about to have a massive ego death, girl. Like, for example, when y'all watch these post-apocalyptic shows like The Last of Us and The Walking Dead, girl, to where in the beginning the infected and the walkers are the primary source of being scared. And then as we go down the seasons, girl, them hoes fade into the background and it's back to humanity. How we continue to perpetuate the cycle anyway. And girl, if we're going to keep fucking up and fucking up and fucking up, at this point, you might as well hit the factory reset. At this point, you might as well break open the seals. At this point, if we're not going to get it right, if we're going to keep just oppressing people and be ignorant, girl, then I'm okay with something happening to all of us equally, if that's the case, girl. That's fine. And let's be fair. Like, if we're going to do a Thanos snap, make sure everybody included, including Thanos. See, that would be fair. Don't exempt yourself, girl. Include yourself. I will be okay with that, nigga. Have the universe snap, the creator of all things, snap his finger and decide. Let that be natural selection. And a lot of y'all gagging at what natural selection has been doing. And how some of that natural selection is choosing to still preserve LGBT people's experiences, black people's experiences, women's liberations experiences, girl. You can't stop it. This is, again, a spiritual thing. What does it say in the Bible? Y'all book, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. Meaning that, girl, we're dealing with it on all levels, on all spectrums, girl. And like I said, the veil between our world and the spirit world is shifting every day because a higher awareness is being called. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Just look out into the world and see how the world is acting. And if anything, those who are a part of the conscious human family and about loving the human beings and willing to work through all of the murkiness of the intersections and the misconceptions of the intersections, we have to show love. What's going on, y'all? Excuse me. Can y'all still hear me? I had to, bitch. I had something running and it cut the power off. Hold on one second. Can y'all hear me? Girl, my power went out. Shit. This some hood shit for your ass. My bad, my bad. Oh, you good? I had my heater on. My bad. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Can y'all hear, nigga? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, girl. Where my other phone at? Cause y'all, I don't think y'all can hear me. I'm on YouTube. Fuck. Oh, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Y'all have to forgive me, y'all. Technical difficulties. Ah, I had my heater on, and I think somebody else had something plugged up and it went off. I'm still here. It ain't stopping shit, bitch. Okay, that's probably the Lord saying, bitch, read the comments. Talking all this shit, girl. I can only read the comments that I can see right now. I'm so upset. I wait for my cable modem to come back on. Have y'all watched Swarm on Prime yet? No, I want to, cause everybody talking about this damn scene. I still gotta watch the previous episode of Snowfall. Yeah, yeah. If yes, listen, baby. If the universe works through you to where you feel like donating, I ain't turning nothing down. I'm getting all my blessings regardless. I'm walking by faith. What did the Bible say, girl? If I can provide for the sparrows, don't you think I can provide for you? And baby, again, shout out to Miss Louise Young, girl, gagged me twice. Gagged me twice. I'm like, at first I got nervous. I'm like, is this a Cash App scam? Is this the way to get into my bank account and fuck some shit up? I got nervous. I'm like, girl, did you send to the wrong person? Like, you sure ain't gonna request it back? But see, once again, I'm walking by faith. And when you walk by faith, girl, you gotta allow the universe to work in mysterious ways. See, I told you what's yours won't miss you. Exactly. There's something similar. It's possible for sure. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Can't wait to see what y'all create in the future. But oh, baby. Now listen, some of my commentary, I'm gonna have some black people upset. I'm gonna have a manosphere upset. I'm gonna have a hoteps upset, girl. I'm gonna have a lot of motherfuckers upset with my shit. And I'm gonna get the black people upset first. So we can have these conversations, girl. I want you to look at my films and be so mad and what the fuck is this? Like kind of like what Lil Nas X did. Okay, girl, But I'm actually sit down and be like, okay, let's talk. I got my weed. I know who to call on, girl, when it comes down to having these long ass motherfucking nuanced and contextual conversations. Bitch, we gonna be prepared. Is y'all prepared though? Is y'all ready though? That's the thing, y'all. I'm coming back to StreamYard. Connection was interrupted. Bitch, it's the lights is on now. There, girl, you better get this in there rolling, bitch. I can't stand com scam. There we go. All right, y'all. I'm about to how can I exit the thing? Can I get the hell out? I'm just gonna exit the thing. I'm gonna come in. Let me mute my mic. Can y'all hear me now? Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we good now. All right. Y'all forgive me for that. Girl, I was flowing. And I can go back up to the comments, y'all. I'm trying to go back to what y'all was saying. Okay. Harold says, so, I mean, speaking of so-called heterophobia, I saw the Manosphere, aka Black Man Panel, is doing a show tomorrow night about the agenda to whip black men in line, girl, and the gay is going to be in the building. Because just like was mentioned on other platforms, girl, it'd be so crazy that we be in their territory, girl, but y'all never want to come to our territory, girl. Are you afraid you going to see some shit you like? I mean, I don't know. And shout out to the black men who do come over there, even the ignorant ones, because even though you have people over there who are choosing to be ignorant and hold on to their ignorance, it gives the opportunity for people in the future to watch the video and be like, wait a minute, bitch, is that me? Is that what I look like? Damn. Is that me? Queen Donna. So we gonna be in the building, baby, and guess I'm gonna do a video response to that, baby. I done got Ron. I'm getting the LGBT people, girl. I'm getting the heterosexual men, girl. I'm waiting. I told you, girl, Lance Scourge sick of me. Come on, but thank you, Queen Spicy. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know BubzDaGawd be delayed in the comments sometimes. And thank imagine getting the green candle, lighting that bitch. My intentions and shit, girl, staring at it every day. Dealing with the fear narrative in my mind, girl. And I'm sitting up with a particular content creator booed up, bitch, for a little bit, girl. And all of a sudden, I show my phone. I said, oh, shit, bitch. It's just I'm learning more about abundance. So I know that with this happening, I know that I'm on the right path and the right track. Because your gifts will make a way for you. And I'm just learning how to do that. So when anybody gives anything, no matter what it is, even Lala, I believe Lala and Lil Mama the same, if I'm not mistaken. She had cash at me. It was nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's only if you feel led to. Because I know I'm going to be okay and I'm going to be provided for. I'm just learning to include that in myself. Because, girl, no tea, no shade. Once you do your ego work, your self-love work, baby, you can't go back to how things used to be. Hell no, girl. I'm going to die one day. That's a given. But I'm going to choose to live until then. And the universe will provide a way for me to do that, regardless of what other people might try to do outside of me. Just like how homophobic, transphobic, and racist people in toxic patriarchy and toxic masculinity is trying to stop the balancing of what the fuck Mother Nature and God Source Universe wants, girl. We're all in this together. Ron says, in Tennessee, they are trying to push a law where if anyone does drag, they will serve jail time for 6 years. What? See, they use the children as a shield Because if you really cared about the children, we wouldn't be having a conversation about the LGBTQ children, girl. Like I said earlier, these are ignorant ass adults who are ignorant ass children who are now in positions of power to continue to hold that over, and they're gonna gag because the universe don't give a fuck about who you are and what your title is. And what's scary for a lot of us is that we know that these people are going to use fear and physical violence next. You're supposed to use physical violence in order to defend yourself because that is the last stand. These hoes are willing to shift to that being the second narrative because they're the ones in control to where you can't even challenge them even when they're wrong. You can't challenge me. I'm God. I'm this and I'm that. Oh, wow, girl. And he called me and told me he don't know you hoes, girl. He said y'all some play-hating ass bitches, girl. And that's why his son ain't coming back because you fuck niggas. Okay, girl. In Wisconsin, the Republican Party are trying to keep conversion therapy. And we have historical evidence about how conversion therapy has caused drastic, harsh mental, was very mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, how people were scarred psychologically, like people literally took their own lives. And once again, they're being converted not because of some innately in them that they want to get rid of themselves because they feel convicted internally without any external sort of influence or awareness, but because the Bible says that you can't do it and I got to do my job to get it out of you. Wait a minute. Christ was using his hands. Christ was using spit. Christ was using all type of oils. Christ was using all type of holistic ways to remove demons. Girl, never did he shock a bitch. Like what? It's just another form of torture. And you know what's so crazy? I don't know if I should tell y'all this because my idea might get stolen. But even if it does, they can't do it like me, girl. I had an idea about this post. It's going to kind of be like post-apocalyptic, but only for LGBT people. Like there is this, I gotta figure out what year it's going to be in, but I want to do something very close because it's kind of sounding like that's going to be the case to where, it's very, very deep. But basically the story is that there's a bill that has been passed where LGBT people, like it's like a don't say gay bill or kill the gays bill. Like that's basically what it is. You have you're sanctioned to kill them, but you still have LGBT people existing. And I'm gonna make it very brutal, very violent, very in your face. Like I would have to probably put up a disclaimer before I show it because I really want to show the raw reality of what LGBT people go through and fear and feel. And I want to make sure that I make the other group of people who are doing it feel the exact same way mentally and emotionally when they watch my shit. Because it's like, okay, well, let me show it to you like this. How does it feel when you have no hope and you are the ones that are left to be slaughtered? Then what? When you don't have the power and your power is challenged in ways that you can't explain, which is why I'm going to include spiritual, and I want to do my research and even include some sort of African spirituality type of aspect to it. And it's going to be very dark. It's going to be very brutal. It's going to be very bloody, but it's also going to be very real. And it's going to be a manifestation of what shadow work looks like. Because when you do your shadow work, you have to literally face all those hard, brutal, visceral truths of yourself that are so terrifying. And I'd rather just do that through film so that when motherfuckers get mad and be, all that shit you doing, the motherfuckers on my film, girl, when they die, guess what? I say cut and they get right up. Now, can anybody that has happened in real life do that? Let's talk about it. Girl, I have to check out Swarm. Tales from the Hood is my ish, okay? I love the soundtrack, the theme, the way that everything played out, the visual effects, like the message, the stories, like that's the type of shit I'm on. And I feel like we need some sort of supernatural type of awareness too that kind of makes it creepy. Because it's like when you make it real, it becomes creepy. It's kind of like, remember those shows Beyond Scared Straight? When they would take kids to prisons and shit, and they would take them to morgue sometimes and have to deal with the visceral reality of death. And even growing up, I was kind of not infatuated, but that's not the right term to say. I was fascinated by death in the death care industry. Like, I have watched like 80s, 90s, like shock worth videos back in the day where they had like them gory videos. I remember going on websites like, very gory ass just websites. I think one was called Documented Reality or something. Like, it just showed the visceral reality of what life was. And I already faced death anyway when I had my self-deletion ideation and attempt. So it was kind of like I was digging deeper into that. But it was weird because it like, I don't know. I feel like going forward spiritually, and I'm not the only person that has said this, but I do believe this. There's going to be a lot of death, and not just physical death, but mental, emotional, spiritual deaths. A lot of false identities are going to be dying. It's going to be a lot of death and decay. A lot of old things are going to have to pass away. And there have to be people in the world who have to walk people through that. And my grandmother was kind of the same way, because she has all these books, and I remember she had these videos about angels and near-death experiences, and I would watch them and I would get very scared, but I was drawn to them, to the point to where I even told my parents, I was like, if I do decide to work a 9-to-5 again, I would want to train to become what is known as a death doula, which is someone who sits with people as they're dying. I feel like that would be a really good test of will for me, and to actually learn to humanize people at the end of that moment, because it's like when death happens, it all that title shit don't stop it from happening. Like, it be motherfuckers with millions of dollars, girl, and supposed to have everything that they want and can buy health and all this stuff, girl, who will spend all their fortune trying to survive, girl, and then end up with something terminal. They have to face it, girl. You can't take any of this worldly, earthly shit with you. So to be able to sit down with people and to hear them confess things, I'm pretty sure it would be somewhat stressful. I have to do more research, but that's something that I'm interested in, because, again, it gives me a chance to really humanize people, even when they probably lived a whole life of bullshit. That even in the moment towards the end, they still have redemption. Some people may say that's a cop-out. Like I said, Christ went to hell, so some people have to experience hell all their life and get towards the end of hell before they find heaven. Some people just have to go down that road if they choose to. But to be able to sit with them and kind of just, help them go through that, and even help me go through that. I had watched a documentary on YouTube that was like a PBS special about this small town in northern Michigan that was a funeral parlor. And they had 3 stories about people that they knew who were dying. One was an older woman who was dying of old age. One was a young child, like a young infant that had a rare disease. And I forgot what the other one was. But even the person who is the mortician, the funeral director, the dealing with the death care industry, he had to bury his mom and his dad. And he said something very profound. He was like, I've stood in front of families while they were grieving and kind of just, was very pomp, and not in a narcissistic way, but, really trying to be compassionate and there for them. But it hit differently when it was someone close to me, when it was my mother, when it was my father. And there are times where I even sit and think about that. Am I going to be prepared for that? Because that is a reality that's going to happen. And who knows, am I prepared for the possibility of my ass leaving before them? Because whenever people start talking about activism work and really start working towards humanity, we unfortunately have seen what has happened to them. Just look factually and historically, even with black people during the 60s and 70s, when you had all these black minds from different viewpoints, but all under one collective understanding of blackness, how every single one of them, especially the more radical ones, were always investigated by the government and seen as something evil and demonic, when all they were doing was just being the change that they were seeking. And now that I'm educated, I realize that it's not just black people that have been oppressed, but also LGBT people of color, as well as women, especially women of color. we have to do our part. And I felt like it could either go one or two ways. Either we can allow these stereotypes that have been created about us, we continue to play into them, or we learn to listen to each other, to comprehend each other, to find conversations and work through the mess to get to the humanity part and then build on that aspect. But we have to be open. We have to be honest. And if we're wrong, say we're wrong. Because when we talk about things objectively, there is a right and there is a wrong. And I'm sorry to tell y'all, not really sorry to tell y'all, but a lot of LGBT people and oppressed people are coming with the facts. The only facts or response that they're giving is just weak, desperate ass attempts to shut people up, to shut up, to create these false narratives of fear. What about us? Y'all fear us. Y'all fear us. How is it that the majority is scared of the minority? Are y'all like a big ass elephant and y'all afraid of mice? What the fuck? Y'all the great and powerful. It's a cop-out. But that's okay, because once again, Spirit gonna reveal your ass, girl. And Tales from the Hood, girl, was a manifestation, bitch. And let me tell you something. My shit gonna be like that times 10. Y'all gonna be like, okay, Bubs, girl, what's going on, bitch? Let me see. Okay, I'm getting down to these comments here. Let me see. Yeah, shout out to all of us who were in high school between, 2005, 2010-ish. Yes, those VH1. I said VM1, girl. VH1, MTV, and BET morning sets. Yes. Yes. And I remember when you get home from school, and it's like getting close to going to bed and stuff. Well, technically, supposed to. I wasn't. Baby, Adult Swim was it. You had King of the Hill. I ain't really watch King of the Hill like that. I might watch it now as an adult. I didn't watch Futurama, baby. I came in with American Dad, Family Guy, Robot Chicken. I even stayed up and watched the weird shit. Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Squidbillies, okay, Metalocalypse, bitch. What else? Super Jail, baby, Moral Oral, The Oblongs, bitch. Like, girl, oh, I miss those days. They're so nostalgic. And you know what's really nostalgic for me? The motherfucking Education Connection commercial. It got to be the particular one with the white girl, okay, that was doing that bootleg ass pop, lock, and drop it, bitch. I'm looking for an hourly wage. I went to high school, didn't do great. It has to be that one. That sums up my childhood. Like, when I hear that song, it automatically brings me back to those days. It's like, oh my God. And now it's considered old school. Wow. Jesus. The way everybody in that room would have been on that. Okay. What's up, L. Teddy? Now they running out to other countries being passport bros. Look, black men, do what y'all gotta do to find y'all, but don't shit on us. But I would also encourage y'all to actually work on, like, that's why I think for black men, they're gonna have to really embrace their feminine energy and their emotions and their feelings and really work through it. And in their mind, tell themselves and prove to themselves that it's not gay. It's gotten to the point to where it's toxic masculinity, which means any sort of feminine thing, any sort of balancing effect. They think that the feminine expression is only in pussy only. They believe the only time they're going to receive feminine is when the feminine is ready to receive the dick. And if you look at the statistics, girl, a lot of women is going to that rose, bitch. The rows keep up. It don't get tired. It ain't got to worry about your heavy ass back on they back and shit, titty hitting them and shit. If these men really love themselves, they will be sitting down with lesbians and be like, bitch, how you do it? Can you teach me how to do it? I remember it was one episode of goddamn Queer as Folk. I ain't really watched that show, but I remember when I was younger, I would watch it just to see some of the gay shit. But it was one part where I guess this old man and this goddamn old woman was together and shit, and she gave him head and shit, and he was like, oh, and she's like, don't worry about it. A gay man taught me. So she gave him head. And then the next day, he turned around and gave her head and said, don't worry about it. A lesbian taught me, bitch. I see, this is what happens, girl. Come to us for education. If heterosexual men would actually learn to have conversations with gay men, especially feminine gay men, because it's only a problem with the feminine expression. Y'all would actually probably have better relationships because we actually listen to the feminine energy and comprehend it, and we have the ability to do that for you so that you can get some cootie cat and stop fighting. Did the Jones girls back in the day, shout out to them from Detroit, there won't be peace on earth till man's at peace with woman. There won't be peace on this ground until man and woman sit down, girl. The gays is listening, bitch. That's why you got gay people now soliciting conversations between heterosexual people and not even really inserting themselves, girl, but being able to be objective about the shit, and they don't like it. They don't like it. Okay, and when them other country hoes start really killing you and shit and beating y'all up, girl, y'all gonna be running back to American women. Didn't goddamn, what's that nigga name? Kevin Samuels, wasn't he a high profile man that wanted a high profile woman and died from one? How he died? On top of me. Bitch. The boys is fire. And Spicy clocked it. Baby. Spicy clocked it. Oh my God, I know the exact commercial you're talking about. Yes. Yes. Y'all, I just hope that people will want to have conversations. Like, that's why it's getting scary. That's why I have to continue to do my part. Even if it's 3 people, 5 people, I don't care. As long as the people that watching it understand it. We are hurting ourselves, and warning comes before destruction. What people are doing to oppressed groups of people is affecting all of us. Even what Ron has said in his commentary in reference to, oh, well, you know, when you silence my voice, you're really silencing your voice, but your party is not even trying to worry about my voice. You're trying to silence my voice with law. So you can say, oh, the law said, oh, the law said. And if you're going to play this game of being petty, girl, don't be mad when we pull one of y'all moves, girl, on y'all. Y'all not ready for that clapback energy like y'all think y'all do. Because it's a new breed of oppressed people. And once again, for centuries, and for LGBT people probably the same, but as far as American historical context, at least in my knowledge, and if I'm wrong, correct me, in reference to decades with LGBT people and women's liberation and all this stuff, have practiced nothing but peace for real, for real. And I'm learning that there were even more revolts, like the one in Haiti. I'm like, oh, wow, that's probably why they hate him now. But once again, we've practiced peace. And I am happy for those who practice peace and practice peace first and have long suffering with peace. But even peace has an expiration date. These people are going to learn to protect themselves from people who don't understand them. And I'm learning every single day to be one of those people. Because I spent the majority of my life motherfuckers beating me up, fucking me up, being low-key sexually attracted to me and shit, all type of other things. I already had my shit. I'm not going through that anymore. And if I can help another queer person to not go through that, I'm going to do that. There is a factory reset happening, and people ain't ready for it. But those same people who ain't ready are going to be grateful for those who did. And I want to let you know before I close that I'm going to be one of those people that's going to be cussing your ass out while this shit happening. Because I'm going to get my lick back. We here now, bitch. What's up? And you might not want to test me, girl, because at this damn point, the world finna end, so we might as well bang it out, bitch. Might as well, girl. But we have to do our part. So I ask that people in the comment section, those who come across this live, first of all, thank you. Because you're willing to put in the work mentally and emotionally. I know some hoes are very lazy about it, which is why they ain't getting where they want to get in life, girl. No shade, for real, without selling their soul. But for those who want to activate their soul and to actually walk by faith for real and actually employ their Christ energy for real, there are people in the world who are willing to show you how to do that. and a custom, unique experience for you. Love is the first requirement. It's a scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these other things shall be added unto you. Where is the kingdom of heaven at? It's not in the sky, it's in you. God was in the one place that it was all along, but we were taught not to look within. Which is why when you have people who are oppressed, choosing not to be oppressed and choosing to be the change that they seek and do grassroots movements to move themselves in something, girl, and they always stop them because they need them a part of the game. It's just like slavery. When a slave ran away, girl, that was a loss. That was an asset loss, a very valuable lost asset. It's the exact same thing, but everything comes to an end. And oppressed groups of people need to be ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and learn how to protect yourselves in all those ways. But anyway, I thank y'all for listening. And I just hope that things get better. And again, going back to that video, the confusing nature of black conservatives, again with the empathy part where he said, I wish I could save everybody. I know I can't, but I wish I could. That's how I literally feel. Like, I wish I could save people. And they might feel the same way about me. But I'm saying, if they do, can we have a conversation where we can save each other's humanity? Because we all really need to help each other. That's the thing we have to do, is to help each other. And I'm just going to do my part. So, please make sure y'all like the video. Please. That's the most important thing you can do. You ain't got to subscribe because, again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And shout out to everybody who do. I appreciate you. Thank you. Because I'm starting to get subscribers. I was kind of stagnant, and that's okay. That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's all a part of the ebb and flow of life, as long as I keep moving. But liking the video will help me out a lot, because it'll get my videos up in the algorithms, and it'll get more people to come see the video and watch it. So that would benefit me. It's free 99, baby. It take about half a millisecond, and you ain't got to be a complete hating ass bitch. You can at least hit the buttons up for Jesus' behalf on a nigga damn. But shout out to Harold. Shout out to Queen Spicy. Shout out to Rocky. Shout out to El Teddy. Baby, who else we got? Shout out to Queen Amber. Shout out to Ron Mims, okay? The righteous Ron. Come on now. Shout out to him. Shout out to Louise Brown Young. Thank you so much for being a blessing. I really appreciate it. I thank you so much for what you have done. I want to make sure I gave you your flowers. I didn't know if you followed me on Instagram or not, or on YouTube, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to give you your flowers, and I wanted to make sure I did that. So I'm thankful for what you have done. Thank you so much for believing in me and sowing a seed into my life to help me. Because, baby, a nigga going through a little rough patch, but that's all right, girl. The universe is going to provide. I have faith. Thank you. Shout out to Style by Stevie. Queen Donna. Who else we got up in here? Make sure I get everybody. Bitch, I'm about to go eat and watch the rest of this goddamn episodes of Snowfall and BMF, girl. Did y'all see BMF? Oh, let me talk about it. This is about to get. All right, y'all. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. And until probably tomorrow, girl, or Wednesday, girl, because depending on how this motherfucking Black Men Unfiltered conversation goes, bitch, baby, my ass might be back live and in full effect, girl. I ain't gonna be on the panel, girl. I ain't got time to argue with them hoes, girl. I'll talk about your ass on my platform, girl. Y'all ain't trying to talk to niggas anyway. Y'all trying to motherfucking have dick measuring contests and shit. That's what the fuck y'all trying to do, girl. And my dick in yours. And it wasn't cold that night, bitch. But anyway, I will see y'all soon. And y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday night. Peace.
Love never dies. Just choose to be born.